G'day out there. Yes, we are now live. We're just chatting at the moment. Thanks for that, Clive. Yes, I was looking at that letter you posted. That wonders why he doesn't have much in his website. That might explain. G'day out there. Yes, we are now live. Oh, now I've got to just chatting at the moment. So,
yeah,
Blue.
thanks,
So, Blue, g'day, how are you?
Hello. I'm okay, I think.
That's good. Glad to hear it.
Oh, well, if you're only okay, Blue, you need Spooky 2 Scalar. have you watched it?
No, I have not.
Oh, my God.
We might put a bit of that up. We might put a bit of that on beta, yes.
Oh, please.
You'll need a double layer of oven mitts, man.
Oh, please, I want to see it. I want to see it.
Sounds like you're dying to, yeah.
To give you an idea, I gave Farmer's Boy the clue. Toon asked him, "How do you measure a scalar field?" Right, and this guy's response was, "Well, we don't measure it; we monitor it through use of visual cues like LEDs on the instrument."
Huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Work that one out.
Work it out, yeah.
We make no claims, but we've got a lot of people who say that it does good. Yes, listen to it. Yes, he was happy, Clive. Do you own one, Clive? Is that why you've got that letter? I have to ask. We could do remote healing across the continents to Clive Wells. They're well. Do we do that? How about we start off with that? Well, chat among yourselves for 2 secs. I'll find our Mr. Toon's video. Spaghettios. I don't want to play those spaghettios. Oh, he did another stream I missed. Reviewing their Caleb presentation and their ICK. I didn't see that one. Oh, that was when he was meant to be doing the Ra video. He's changed the name.
Yeah, Ra Thoth or whatever he bloody calls himself. But he was a no-show, so that's why Toon did reviewed this video instead. Because I think when he's debating a flurf, he's always got a plan B, because half the time they don't turn up.
Yeah, I think it's a sensible idea. Have a plan B. I don't know, after last week, everything went wrong last week. And I was just trying to get everything back to order. Do this. That one's fit to screen. Do that. What are you doing? There we go. Transition. So if you... are you able to see my camera, Blue? I'm not sure which Zoom you came in on.
Yeah, I see it.
Good, just checking. So you
see, you got something paused at the moment.
Yeah, I got paused. The Toon thing. You could hear that, could you?
I'm not hearing it.
No, I just turned it off. So could you hear that Toon intro music? I just turned it down because it's loud.
Just a little bit of it.
Yeah, it is a bit annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I just turned it off because it's loud. Here we go.
Toon, and it's Toonsday night. Tonight I have a little different than I usually do. I have a guest who is his name is John White, and he has a device called the Spooky 2, or a whole bunch of devices called Spooky 2, and we're going to talk about them today. So welcome, John.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me to your show.
So
Looks like
some
you're
background.
going
I was contacted on Twitter by your person. I don't know the person's name, but asking if I'd like you to come on, and I said, yeah, that'd be interesting. I have a little experience with a similar device. My mom had a QXCI,
Speed it up a little.
which had some similar things. I used it a little with her, but it's been a few years, but she still has it, and I think she still uses it occasionally. So your person sent me a demo unit, so I have it here, and we can go over it a little bit, but I think probably it's good for you to just explain what it is, how it works.
You wait till you see it.
Okay. Well, people will be probably wondering Spooky 2 and what's it all about, and even what is QI, whatever it is, QXCI.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all to do with frequencies and resolving health issues through the use of frequencies.
Right there, you know,
or even
it's full of
finding out
bullshit.
what the issues are. Most of our machines that we produce spawn from the inventions of Royal Raymond Rife, who's a genius that lived in the very early 1900s. In 1920, he invented the world's most powerful microscope, where he could see live bacteria and viruses in the body. And after that, he created equipment that could zap these gremlins. Using his microscopes, he could see what frequencies these gremlins were sensitive to. And he made a list up of the frequencies that targeted very serious diseases. His main focus was on cancers. And he did an early trial, I think it was 1931, where he invited a university to work with him. 16 terminally ill patients were treated through his machines. And ultimately, the success rate was 100%, where there was no detectable cancer in their bodies.
I'm
These are
calling bullshit on that.
No,
Yeah.
I saw that on your website, and so I clicked the link, and it just had like one sentence on that. I was looking like maybe there was a paper on it.
Oh, absolutely. We haven't got true freedom of speech, as you know, Mike, so we've got to be a bit careful. But there were papers that were released. There are newspaper articles. There are front page photos of doctors in the celebration banquet afterwards. The theme of this banquet was the end of cancer. Now, this is over 100 years ago. Oh, no, almost 100 years ago. Because since then, things happened politically and business-wise. Doctors started denying that they weren't at that banquet, even though their smiling faces were on the front page. And all these crazy things happened. But unfortunately, we're now in the position where we haven't found the solution to various diseases. Well, the solution as we currently have at the moment is to control conditions as opposed to truly resolving them. Okay, fast forward to us. We as a company are focused on the true intent of Royal Raymond Rife, which is to resolve issues, not just give someone a pain-killing tablet that hides or masks disease, and certainly tries to avoid the cutting, burning, and poisoning options that are given. So we've created very powerful, very precise equipment that can be used by people in the home to resolve issues. When we create machines that can do this, that's only half the battle. The other half is to teach people how to use the machines, teach people how to learn more about their conditions. Sometimes the true cause of a health issue can be something quite seemingly unrelated to their problem. For example, it could be something as simple as blocking blue light, which can help with their low immunity, which people work now on their computers late at night. They've got fluorescent lighting or LED lighting in their household, blue light's going to their eyes. They find they can't sleep well enough, and so the immune system gets depressed, and then they find that over a period of time a chronic illness appears. and then it gets larger
So-
and larger, and then they try and battle that with
How many chronic
chemicals or
illnesses
whatever.
do we have?
But the true
How
issue
many
is
people doing
sleep. So if they resolve or prevent things getting worse in the first place, then all the better. And there's blue blocking glasses which you can wear. So maybe blue blocking glasses can prevent cancer, as a wild example.
Very well.
So we have training videos on our websites.
He's plugged
Yes,
in. Yeah.
wonderful. Yeah. And so people that are serious about their health look at things before things happen. And you're obviously a person that tends to be rather proactive. And certainly, I guess, on the first signs of something happening, you hit it hard straight away. I am like this personally. I've had COVID 4 times, as an example. Each time I've had COVID has been incredibly mild.
Well, obviously
The
his
first time, my
machine
body
didn't work
discovered
up
what it was.
himself, did it?
No, I was
The-
going to say.
The symptoms were
I
very
don't know
bizarre.
his machine, and I haven't
I had
had it
COVID for a day,
Yeah.
and then the sniffling noses for the day after that, because I hammered it with the devices that we have, with the frequency sets that we have for COVID-19, as well as using other angles such as doing nasal rinses with iodine and things like this. So it was a very intense day, but it wasn't an ongoing thing. The second time was when I was in New Zealand. I got a new strain of COVID. Hooray! My body discovered a new strain. I was tested as positive in the morning. This is laboratory tested, and I was quite concerned because I had to fly out that day. And this is where you get samples sent away and then returned back whether it's positive or negative. It was a proper test, not these 2 lines tests. I think it was a rat test or something, or PAT test or something like that.
Rats.
And I was negative in the afternoon. that
Oh, that-
evening. So I had COVID for about 6 hours.
So was
This
that his extensive testing was using a rat's kit,
Using a rat test, yeah.
and that's how he's discovered this new.
Not a rat
strain
test,
with
a rat's test.
You don't even know what a rapid antigen test is, but that's how he discovered this new strain, was using a rat test. It is called blue line fever or something or other, this new strain.
This really shows how if you hit something very, very hard very early, you can prevent really nasty things happening. And you've got to learn to listen to your body. If you feel the tingling in your sinuses,
I think
if you become aware of little changes in your body, you know that now's the time to connect yourself to a speak to machine, hold on to the hand cylinders, or start a remote program, and then those little sensations will disappear because it's early stages. And the other 2 times aren't with circuit also receives the modulated signal, even though it's a transmitter in this scenario. And you can receive and listen to, as being proof positive, the fact that the field is returning back to the transmitter.
But it's on the same
Yeah.
wire.
Yeah, no. It's a single wire
Yeah.
to the transmitter. And as you say, sure, people can argue that the receiver is just a radio beacon or an antenna, a quarter wave, whatever. But in this instance, you would not get the receiving signal on the transmitter. It's not a closed circuit. There's other things too, like
Tunes
it
going
works
off
through a
the
Faraday
same
cage. So
What?
You can place the receiver in a cage and
But
still.
does the wire go through the cage to the inside of the cage?
The wire does, yes.
Okay.
But where is the return path
The wire.
to the transmitter?
Yeah, the wire.
The wire can't send and receive and transmit through the coil, the horizontal coil of the transmitter.
All right. Okay, I think we're off on something here a little bit, maybe peripheral. I have the device on my table here.
Okay.
And for some reason my camera that's above me has stopped working, unfortunately. I'm going to try to fix it, but I have the what you call the oh yeah, I guess I asked you earlier. Can you explain what Spooky 2 means? What's Spooky mean?
Okay, well, Spooky, one of our first accessories was a remote. It's a device where you can place your DNA in the remote, and the DNA in your body receives the frequencies that you're transmitting to that DNA. You don't have to be tethered to a machine. You can be anywhere, any place. And
How does that work?
that's
Well, you
the
technically
spooky
like
action at a
not
distance, which was
drinking
coined
it,
by
yeah.
Albert Einstein.
Einstein, yeah. He was talking about quantum entanglement.
That's right. Well, that is precisely how it works, quantum entanglement. So if you take a sample of a fingernail, for example, and
I have one here from Burgess Meredith. Friend of mine.
Just Meredith.
And you place that inside the Spooky 2 remote.
Yeah.
All right. So I've got the Spooky 2 remote here.
Oh my
Right.
God!
So I
Look
took
at
the fingernail from Burgess Meredith.
it. Looks a bit like the anal.
Put it
And you
into
place it in the remote.
Okay.
And you close it up. You put the remote onto the generator as you've done there,
All right.
and then you apply frequencies.
All right. So I have the
Oh
I
my
have this.
God.
I can turn it on. Let's see here.
Yeah, it's a bit out of focus.
Yeah, the camera there is a fixed focus. So if I go, I'm in the let's see here. I can go in the software. Let me share this. Share this to Zoom.
I like the fact that you have to transmit your own DNA with you because you just obviously left it behind.
What did I do? I messed up my Zoom on my. So I have a Windows machine here on VMware,
Right.
and
Yeah. So the remote was one of our first accessories. I'll just cover for time while
Yeah, go
you're
ahead.
setting things up. I spent about a year and a half, maybe 2 years, proving to a researcher in South Africa that it's not possible to send frequencies
South Africa
using this kind of setup. But in the end, I was convinced.
so
Having refined,
he said it was possible, and you said it was not.
correct. And being the engineer I proved to him that it didn't work. And then
What's your background?
my background is electrical engineering.
Okay.
Now we get to bioengineering.
not
and other
bioengineering.
things as well.
Okay. I think I have where I can share the screen. Okay.
I think this boy's licked one too many light sockets.
So there
I think
is.
so.
Yes.
There's the screen. You see that?
Yes. Yeah, perfectly
right.
clear.
So now, what if I want to do do something for Burgess Meredith? What do I do here?
Well, what is the issue that you want to resolve?
I don't know.
It's got a funny long
Okay,
nose.
if you don't know, I'll tell you what you do. In the search box, you type in
Looks like a
terrain.
penguin.
Terrain.
This is and then just press the search icon. You have different options of terrain. Just third from the bottom, that's the general purpose terrain
Terrain.
preset.
Okay.
It'll run for 11 days.
Oh wow.
And keep on repeating. What this will do is just cover the most common issues that people have. You'll see on the right hand side there's notes where people and you can read through and get some more information on that.
Terrain. I just
It
read
gives
that.
more program information for people that really want to know what's happening. But it does everything automatically. Now if you click on the control tab,
Okay. That one.
that's
Oh,
in the
settings.
settings tab.
Okay,
So if you
hold
go on the control tab,
Hold on. I have to.
I'm just wondering whether it would be better if I showed it because it's gone a bit
Well-
glitchy.
Do you, well, it shrunk because I'm doing a. I'm on Zoom. There it goes. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
There.
I found that
There we go.
VMware. Yeah. Okay. So overwrite. Click on the.
Now, all right. So maybe 11 days is too much. I know that Burgess has had some stomach issues and may have a little
Okay.
diarrhea.
Why do you think 11 days is too much? Does you want a quick fix?
Well, for this video.
Oh, okay.
So is there all right? So is there like something for IBS maybe or diarrhea?
But I can show you all these things, but perhaps if
Okay.
I show on my system, I can show you.
Okay. Well, I was hoping to start. Can I start something for Burgess?
Yeah, sure. Just go into the control tab.
Okay. There we go.
Okay. Click on overwrite there,
Okay.
and then click on the generator number 3. Click on number 3.
Right
There's a
there.
red box. No, there's a red box on the left-hand side.
Oh, this one right here. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I'm colorblind, so the 3 is
Oh, I'm
it's
sorry.
not red. It's not
Grey
red to
box,
myself.
the grey
Okay.
box. Okay, then just press start.
All right.
And when you press start, it's loading the waveforms, and then it's going to go through the sequence of removing the heavy metals in your body, and then removing the smaller pathogens right up to the larger parasites.
So how does it remove heavy metal?
It removes heavy metals by these frequencies are more entrainment frequencies. Your body's got detox organs in its bodies, in your body. It makes them work more efficiently.
Okay, so it's not doing a transmuting of mercury into gold.
No, we don't do magic.
That would
We
be
try it. We try and do magic.
fantastic.
Yeah, we try and do magic at Spooky too, but there's a limit to what we can do.
Okay, so that's going now, but all right. But the problem is now, I've got these,
Yes.
and I really want to use these.
Yes.
I haven't used them yet. So, all right, but let's finish up with this one here. So what's happening right now is I have Burgess Meredith's fingernail in the device right now, in the remote, and somehow Burgess is receiving things to get rid of heavy metal.
At the moment, it's heavy metals.
Okay.
Then it will start focusing on the smallest of the viruses and move from there.
Okay. Through the fingernail.
Yeah. Now the terrain is the first through the fingernail. It's don't use a hair sample because hair doesn't contain much viable DNA.
Okay.
Nails are the best that we've found, and what virtually everyone uses. The only best thing better than nails is blood. But it's not so convenient.
Oh my god!
Right. And so how is it that fingernails,
anything you can make
treating fingernails that are not currently attached to the person's body does something?
Through quantum entanglement, when you separate a substance into its molecules, take one molecule out. There's an information link between the two. If you do something to this molecule sees the effect. It's not something that.
How did the fingernail get quantum entangled with something else in the body?
Well, it came from your body. It came from the same source.
Okay, but how did it get entangled?
Your body, all your body, apart from the viral load that it has, came from one cell, and then it divides.
Okay, but how? I mean, you have an electrical engineering background, so can you explain to me? Because I have an electrical engineering background too. Can you explain to me how things in your body are quantum entangled?
I can't use my formal qualifications to explain how.
No, I don't mean that. I mean, you don't need to like tone it down.
No, what I mean to say is they don't
as your
cover
audience,
it.
yeah.
They don't cover it. They don't explain it in the formal degrees. As we're doing our degrees at universities, they avoid. Like you think about it, Mike. How many days, weeks, months do you study plasma? The most common state of matter in the universe. For me, it was none, or incidental through sparks.
Yeah. And we didn't cover a lot of quantum entanglement either, but we
no, true.
But we did get some, and since I've been in university, I've studied it more.
Right, and now that they're well, I can tell you that they are applying quantum entanglement through secure communications, where they want to ensure that there's no wiretapping or it's so heavily encrypted. You know, it can't. They've proven that it does work, but they still
quantum entanglement happens.
Quantum is a true fact.
And there's a process that they go through to entangle the photons.
That's right. And they know through measurement that as far as their instruments can tell them, it's faster than light. It appears to be instantaneous.
But there's a process that they go through to entangle the photons. Right?
Yes, they ensure it's from the same molecule. Like,
No.
if they split the atoms within a molecule, what you do in the one atom is then mirrored with the other, the parent one, if you like.
That's not
Photon molecule. What?
Yeah,
but that
photon
doesn't quite
molecule.
explain how fingernails can do it,
Well,
because they're not from the same molecule.
I like the chat thing. Oh, it's
As-
placing the atoms. So I'll go find
my
chisel,
nose,
which is a quote from young Einstein.
right? They're different molecules.
The parent molecule is the same. For me, as an engineer, as someone that does tend to think logically, it's something that shouldn't work, because then we're talking about the parent molecule is higher up the hierarchy, and there's been a branch from there to fingernails, to liver cells, to whatever. But I know from after this 1.5 or 2 year experimental stage and everything, I know proof positive that it is a fact. I can't explain to you, as scientists can't explain, the true fundamentals of quantum entanglement. I'll give you a
yes,
little
you
story.
Yes, I would think so.
The remote that you're using is our remote, our latest version of the remote. Prior to this, we had one that was
It looks
good,
like
but it wasn't as beautiful, and we wanted to improve its function.
a jury
So we
case
recruited
for
some
something
volunteers
like
around the
virtual
globe.
basement.
people that we said that were purportedly frequency sensitive. Okay. We got, gosh, it was such a long time ago, maybe about 25, 27 odd people recruited into our trial. The trials were performed through Skype, where we had a test rig with their DNA and on 7 different remotes, and we could apply different kinds of signals onto each one. And some of them were the double blind, sort of like, well, not double blind. Well, it actually was double blind because it wasn't me that was doing it, but it was me that loaded them up. But we had a couple in Japan, a mother-daughter, a couple of people who really surprised us. They were so sensitive that, okay, we put the DNA in 2 different remotes. One remote, we would apply a certain frequency and they'd express to us how it felt to them. And of course, we'd ask them, okay, how is it now? And we've got the unit turned off. These 2 people could tell us when the units were on or off. They could tell us what version of remote was running. And the mother described one prototype version as feeling like, I think that she expressed it like she always expressed it in terms like the scent of a forest after a rainfall, and the other one was like warmth of a fire. And then another remote, it was strange because she said it was like both. And that was a remote where we had the top coil was one configuration and the bottom was of the other one, so it was both. She could tell there's no clicking sound, nothing audio, and she could tell when something was started or stopped and how it felt, which version of remote. So that, to us, I mean, that's 2 people, but other people to varying degrees also had this kind of ability where they could feel. Most people, Mike, do not have this ability, but most people can see the effects. And I was one such person where I couldn't feel when I was being treated via remote through quantum entanglement.
I dare say we can't find a
certainly I
paper
could see
where
the
this
effects,
one study
whether
has been
it's
published, right?
sleep,
No,
headaches, or whatever.
It says like
I could see the effects.
Yeah.
Some of the effects can be from some people visual, because we have acne programs, for example. There,
We've just
sort of
got
like in your
his
face, you can see
anecdotal evidence.
what the effects are
that people
of using the
feel
remote.
better.
And we are not
Yeah.
standing next to this person with
They
these,
measure
with these
it.
pads or something across their face, so they're having the electricity applied across them. Either they're doing it themselves, or they're having other people do it.
Okay.
Were about other forms of remote healing. They weren't very impressive, but none of them were about this particular device. And then there were a couple articles on actual quantum entanglement, which, you know, the kind of definition of quantum entanglement that everybody uses. So, but really, I got to use the nose lasers. I got to get to the nose
Those
lasers.
lasers.
Okay, I've just got it here. We also, me, I like proof positive, and I thought, well, if there's an effect, then even if it can't be labelled through something which is acceptable through scientific circles, at least we can measure the effect. And so we had an independent laboratory do a test on our Spooky 2 device, remote mode. The objective was to evaluate the antimicrobial efficiency of the remote transmission system of Spooky 2. Okay, and gives materials, microorganisms, were Staphylococcus aureus, E. coli, and Candida albicans. So it's 3 quite resilient and common pathogens. And it's a very scientific study that we haven't, it's somewhere on the internet, but I've got a copy here, which I will send to you or arrange to send to you. Because I like to see numbers. I like to see the
Absolutely.
optimal of the subcultures bacteria is measured at 550 nanometers wavelength with a UV spectrometer. Yeah, that's my kind of language, not a layman's language. And it talks about the concentration of pathogens in CFU per milliliters. And what this study did, we told them how to do it. And then we walked away.
Told them how to do this.
And we told them that we wanted to really know, not be looking over their shoulder and give them any sort of further instructions to make the sales whatever good. We wanted to know proof positive. And okay, they showed the screenshots because they were using our software. Okay.
So
as shown
yeah.
in Figure 1 in Table 2, the Spooky 2 remote, this is the results.
Okay.
Spooky 2 remote transmission treatment using the preset frequencies decreased the OD 550 nanometer of S. aureus, E. coli, and C. albicans by about 5.8%, 19.8%, and 6.9% respectively. And then there's compared to the standards group, and it gives microscope views and everything. It was done professionally and properly. You can't really argue through this, certainly through the samples that were given. I'll send that to you.
Yeah, you should definitely get that on your website.
Yeah, I know, but most people would read it and not really garner much from it. It's like burying with information. But certainly some people are technical people like yourself who do want to know things like this. And so, yeah, we've done the hard yards. This is just one of several, actually, but most of our studies have been using testing our plasma device. That's one of our more powerful units.
Yeah, and that one, can you explain that? I saw pictures of it. It's got a bulb, and you've got some electrodes in it, and you have a big machine, right? So this machine here is not very big, and it's connected to a bigger one that's dedicated to your plasma machine, which is like $3,000. And then inside this bulb, there's arcing electricity, right, at a certain frequency. Right. So is that bulb sealed?
Yes, it is sealed, and it's got a gas in it, which creates the gas becomes ionized. Actually, I had a missed opportunity because I can share screen, so I can show you what I was reading. So this is the report. I'll just go through quickly because this is it was done through a laboratory. Yes, it was done in China, but it was done in a different city. Beijing's about 1,000 kilometers away. We just were not there. We truly wanted it. I mean, if it was us, we would have said it was 100% effective. But this is going through how the pathogens were cultured, and gives a few more details there. Now, sample digitizer, that's a way of putting a pathogen within two plates and determining the resonant frequencies through that. And you can look on our website, see what the sample digitizer is. And also running DNA frequencies. DNA frequencies use a lot of your theory of wavelength antennae theory, but in this case it's a spiral antennae, to drive the frequencies to create a standing wave within the DNA. I've written a paper on the generation on DNA. This is how the paper, and this shows the microscope slides of the different pathogens.
And this was using the remote?
Remote only.
Okay.
Yeah, remote mode. You can see there, remote mode. Okay. So it's nice to see this as something positive, like proof positive. Let's see.
All right.
And we did.
Let's get to the lasers.
Solar bio.
Lasers. Okay, yeah, they're kind of cool.
Stuff.
I've got it right here, right? So So and they're nose lasers. The pictures in your book are they made me laugh. So I plug it into the.
Okay.
Where do I plug it in?
You plug it into the.
Where the remote is? Take off the remote.
Well, no, not yet. I'll just have
All right.
I've got a unit here, so
I've got. This is the one that goes to the pads. I put a pad on my wrist and a pad on my ankle, and I scan myself twice. All right.
Okay. Well, you can use them in your ears, of course, as well.
No, it's got to be the nose.
So it's either that one or this
top
one.
left.
It's the one that says out one.
Top left.
Sorry, out one.
So I use my multimeter, which is right here, to get a pinout of the because there's only 4 connectors on the back of the booster, and there's 12 on the front.
Yeah.
So
the boost changes it to a biphasic signal, but basically, you plug it into that one there.
Top left there.
On the side, that'll be right.
Oh, you want top right?
Top left. Top right. Sorry, top right. And your
top left would be fitting, I suppose. But okay, top right.
Okay. Now, if you share your
I'm
screen,
gonna have to stop the one for Burgess Meredith. Okay. All right. So now what?
Okay. If you want to share your screen, I can explain to you where you click.
All right. Share screen. There we go. All right.
Now, if you click on the home icon, on the top right left-hand corner, there's a button.
Got it. Yep. Okay.
let's say you want to run. Well, what kind of thing do you want to do?
My back is sore from lifting things.
Okay. Well, cold laser would be limited function for that. Cold laser is wonderful for doing things to your blood, your sinuses,
Cold laser.
ear canal.
Sometimes I wake up in the morning and I have some congestion.
Okay. Well, there's two ways you can do it, but see, there's congestion. So sinus. If it on the top left-hand corner,
Yep.
where it's got terrain, just where you wrote terrain on the top.
Oh
left.
yeah. Okay. Yep.
If you put sinus there, just type in sinus and see what. Okay. There's 4 that are there because your font size is small. But okay, on the top you see there's a C in parentheses. That means it's contact mode. Click on the second one down.
Okay.
Oh no, next one. It looks like they haven't got a laser version. Bottom one. No, they haven't got a laser version of the preset.
Okay.
So let's have a look. I've got a copy here, so I'll just here. Let's have a nosebleeds. Oh, it's all those ones there. So okay, let's have a look. I'll tell you what. In the search bar, if you put in brackets L, it can be upper or lowercase. That will show all the presets.
What
not
kind of bracket?
square brackets, rounded. Yeah, rounded.
Parentheses.
Yes, parentheses. Sorry.
What
okay.
what country are you from?
I'm from New Zealand.
New
but
Zealand. Okay.
Yeah.
Some people in the live chat had guessed New Zealand, so Kiwi for the win. So, all right.
So these are all the
there's a
presets
lot, yeah.
written. There's a lot. So you can search for one which.
These are all for nose lasers.
Yes, they're all for nose lasers. Just for the purposes of demonstration, you can choose any.
Do you call it nose lasers, or did I just make you say nose lasers?
You made me say it. This is your influence. So you're
I'm a good influence on you.
Wonderful influencer. After this interview, I'm going to be talking with an accent as well.
That's excellent. A Minnesotan accent. You're gonna go to a barbecue. You're gonna have some potato salad and a hot dish. All right.
So I mean, it goes.
I don't know. I don't have any problems that I can complain here. Alzheimer's.
Why don't we do
African tick bite fever.
Yes, there was a tremendous number of frequencies because of course you can move it's not necessarily up your nose. You can treat.
So I would do bronchitis, but ain't nobody got time for that.
Well, no, but you can demonstrate the lasers running.
All right, let's do it with
now. If you go on the control tab,
okay,
at the top,
Autism.
There you go. Control. Do I have to do overwrite?
Select overwrite. Yep.
Why do I do overwrite every time?
It's a safety precaution. You've got one generator. Imagine if you had 35 or 40.
Oh, that'd be a
it
lot. Okay.
prevents one generator from affecting another.
Okay, so what's this 3 here?
Just click on it.
Click on that.
This
Okay.
generator number.
That loads it up.
It's been.
Oh,
Sure.
but I only have 1, so it's self-identifying as 3.
That's correct. That's the port number that Windows is allocated.
Oh, okay. Now I've got the goggles.
So
the sunglasses.
don't worry about it. Yeah,
These are so dark. Have you tried these? These are so dark. It's like a joke.
You know, it's so hard to
see anything.
cover all bases for people. It's like
I cannot see anything with this.
I'm
gonna wear this to the eclipse in Texas next April.
Have you ever read like precautions for an ironing board? You know, like caution may have hot surfaces.
Yeah. All right. So if I
and then just start. Let's press
hit
start.
Okay. So now
It's a.
I don't see any.
It loads the way.
Oh, it's starting. Okay, it's loading it up.
Let's try.
Oh, look at that. And it
Magic.
All right, so then I just right there.
Yeah, that's it. Now we call you Rudolph.
I don't look silly at all, do I?
No, it's you look stunning. Now what it's doing is
Oh
it's
my
doing two
God.
things. It's modulating the wavelength of laser light, which in your case is around 650. Now, I wouldn't know. Well, I tell you this. Just between you and me. You can shine those lasers anywhere, and you won't damage your eyes. It's 5 milliwatts per laser. Also, the laser Have you got a large nose? Oh, we won't go into that.
so-
We won't.
so-
No, we won't
Yeah.
edit that out.
For some reason, they're larger. I don't know why.
They've got silicone covers. To,
Oh. I know where those are.
oh, really? You're using? Oh, yuck! How gross is that?
Nobody else is going to use it but me. These are
Okay.
just.
Oh,
mine.
no wonder that. No, I was just thinking maybe that's why they're falling out because
I didn't. It's got nose laser condoms. Do you call them that?
No, we don't
There's
understand.
a new word for you. A new term.
Okay, so you can see it makes them larger. So
There we go. All right, this is gonna be better. So I'll have to de-snot them later.
now there's because the laser light is dispersed. It's not a focused beam of light. It's safe. You can shine it, and it's not going to burn your retina and stuff like that. But we do still provide the glasses and give the warnings because there's always going to be the clever person who falls asleep while with their eye open with the laser blasting away into their eye at zero distance, and then so it's covering our bases.
Yeah. all right. So now, all right. Then I got this guy.
Yeah, now that's a beauty. That one is more suited for carpal tunnel, which almost everyone has if they're fortunate enough to live to a ripe old age, and also the entire blood. Actually, a bit of now you're other way around.
Is that
You
the
have
right-
it so that the unit is on the inside
It's
part.
gonna
of
be
Got
the
it,
a
all
wrist.
difference.
I feel a little weird with these nose lasers going.
Oh, why? You look wonderful.
All right. Now, all right. Can I just hot swap this?
I think, yeah.
This isn't all that. All right. I guess I could take the nose lasers out since it's not plugged in anymore. All right.
I prefer them in actually.
You like? Okay. There we go. So is this? Oh, it is. You can. There's a little light
Yep.
there. Yep. Okay. Now what?
Now you're doing it.
Doing the same program.
Doing
So
what? Okay, now through that artery, over a period of time, your whole blood passes under there. So it's a way of treating your whole blood. Now,
well, this is bronchitis because ain't nobody got time for that.
we're just doing an example program. You've shown how there's just an enormous number of programs. And Mike, you can set up, there's what's called a shell preset, which means setting all the parameters for laser. And then you can choose your program from any of those 60,000 programs in our database to do the magic on your body.
All right. So, what about a cavity in your teeth?
Yes, a lot of people use it for that. People have said that they have had their enamel reconstitute over the cavity, but it's one of those things which I still am not believing in. This is
So it's in your device, though.
It doesn't want to actually say. But
what's that?
This cavity thing is in your device.
Oh, absolutely. Why would we not provide the option?
Okay.
Because people want to. The whole rig is set up for people to heal their condition. There's always going to be one person that says, "Well, I've got this 1 in 1,000 condition. Is there a program that I can run for it?"
Okay. So,
And there are certainly programs, and those programs are from people that have said, "Yes, it worked for me."
okay. All right. So let me see how many people are watching live right now. About 350 people watching live right now.
Okay. You're trying to make me nervous. I'm not nervous. Yeah. The thing is with the cold laser, the wavelength of the cold laser is a coherent light that's got a much greater effect than LEDs, which most people would use for blood radiation. So even if you have cold lasers, just even a whiteboard pointer over your artery, it will do good. The modulation of the light improves the effectiveness.
So,
and also gives
so
function.
somebody in the live chat is asking about epilepsy, and I see epilepsy comes up.
Yeah, that's right. It's good for epilepsy. Epilepsy, you've got to be quite cautious in the modes, the ways you apply
Yeah,
frequencies to the body, because some modes,
This guy's an
contact
absolute
mode,
moron.
can actually
everything. Cure everything.
start a fit. Whereas cold laser, because it's photon energy that's going to your cells.
But lasers are hot because of magnitude, not because of frequency.
We're talking,
Right.
yes, that's true. That's true.
So they're
And
cold
the
because they're not powerful.
Yes, that's right. It's nothing
Okay.
to do with different wavelengths or anything fancy. It's cold because the power's 10, 11 milliwatts or less.
Yeah. All right. Do you mind if we do a few questions from the audience?
Okay, sure.
They vary. There are people.
Yeah.
I'll skip.
Before-
I'll skip the ones that are a bit too much.
Okay.
Were you
Well,
going to say
why-
something?
Yeah, we did it. We've got our own laboratory here at Spookyville, on a different floor from us, and we have a big Faraday room, as well as other cool devices, as well as a Nimbus microscope that can do light field, dark field, and the others, phase contrast. And we did tests using cold laser, and we were astounded at how the effects of cold laser on your blood. So what I'm saying is, it doesn't have to be a Spooky 2 cold laser device. It can be any cold laser device, cold laser pointer. You know, you go to
Could
these
it?
$2
Could it
shops.
be? Could it be cold light from the moon because the moon makes
No.
things colder?
No, it's not coherent. It also hasn't got. Yeah, okay.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You know,
it's-
there's people that say moonlight is cold, like it makes things colder. Like somehow the light from the moon removes heat.
photons release energy when they strike a surface. so it's hard
Yes,
to-
exactly.
But that's on a technical sense. But but having said that, nights are quite often cool, so maybe that's why it's giving them the
Yeah,
effect.
they're confused, I think. All right. So Craig McNeil says that you look like Captain Picard.
An old guy. Tell that viewer that there's something like 50 years between us. Well, it's not.
Well,
Actually,
could it be
they-
Someone asked
Picard from
What's the setting for
1991 maybe?
Because
How about that? How about that?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've got a lot of admiration for the guy's a wonderful actor. He was a Shakespearean actor. And
Yeah.
He was, and people were questioning whether he had the ability to go on from William Shatner, because Shatner was, he was a very strong actor as well, but
Yeah.
he pulled it off.
I know a guy that cried when Shatner died in the Star Trek movie. I'm like, dude, it's just a movie.
Oh, that was me.
Really? Okay.
I-
Slithery for £10 is from England. Says I could sort of understand the government silencing a conspiracy if that was just the U.S. But why would places like the UK keep this knowledge secret if it could save them millions in taxes?
You're kidding. You're absolutely kidding, right? The worst countries: Belgium, States, UK, Ireland. One of the best countries, because the government tends to give these sort of things a blind eye, is France, Guatemala, maybe to a certain degree South Africa. Don't you believe it? Countries which you think.
But wouldn't it save money to the UK where they have everybody gets free healthcare? Couldn't this save them money?
It's much bigger than that. It depends on who gets the money.
No, they wouldn't have to spend money. Nobody would get money.
Who is getting the money that's spent?
The employees of the healthcare system, NHS.
The same people that do these scientific studies or fund the studies to see the effectiveness of certain procedures or drugs or whatever. If you are a doctor, would you want to have no one in your medical room, or do you want to have actually a job?
I don't think doctors are concerned about that, actually.
No, they're not. But if you lose your registration because you want to use other devices, would you be willing to take that step?
Absolutely.
Would you?
Yes, 100%.
Lose your registration? Well, you're one in...
No. I would want to heal people.
Oh, absolutely.
Whatever is successful is the
No,
goal.
but you are no longer a registered practitioner.
But
We have
if
people
the
in Florida-
NHS wants to save money, right? They want to save money, don't they?
All studies, you don't get multi-million-dollar studies on rural life and its equipment. All of those studies are self-funded.
Sure.
You'll get Anthony Holland and all the other, and several others who are funding it out of their own pocket to prove that it works. Now, why isn't science taking a serious look at it? How do
There's a few
aerials
reasons.
work?
There's a few
How do
reasons.
I know, but I mean, this isn't a. I really don't like spending too much time on it, but I've seen it firsthand. Being told I cannot use certain words, but the words I want to use are not ones which are wacko. It's results. It's like what actually work. What I can prove. It's numbers. It's reports I cannot publish.
Why
It
can't
doesn't
you publish?
matter. It doesn't
You
matter.
can publish on your website, can't you? Nobody's going to stop you from doing that.
Yes, they have. You ever look at our testimonials page? How Spartan that is now. We had hundreds and thousands of reports.
Yeah,
Now look at it. It's
those are anecdotes, though, and that's
No, yes,
Yeah,
but
okay.
they should be safe because they weren't claims by us. They're reports from other people. But we had to remove them, or we had to. We were the threat that we're under is that we can't sell in countries.
Yeah, because
So
you're making claims that haven't been certified, right? By
No,
the different health
no,
departments
we're
of
not
those
making
countries.
claims at all. We're making no claims. Canada is one of the worst ones.
But
where-
you are making
think
claims
Canada-
though, right?
Where?
You're claiming that this where did I put the remote, right? You're claiming that this with the fingernail in it can do something, right?
Have effects. That's right.
And
I've got a report that.
But according, I mean, you run this through science, right? And if you're familiar with Popper and falsification, you can test it. You can try to falsify it and find if it works or not. And that you can publish. You can write it up yourself and publish it on your own website as the results, just the output of it, right?
I guess if we were a multi-million-dollar company, then we could, then our backbone would be strong enough to be able to do that. But we're not.
Yeah.
And so we have to work with the system as it currently is. We have to. We've got the dilemma of raising people's awareness, not just on a machine level, but also on a spiritual level, because disease is not just a
Spiritual
simple
level.
black and white thing.
Oh, God.
Whilst keeping within the boundaries that we are given. We do have video channels where we do have some freedom of speech, but on most we don't. And on our website, you'll see a real watered down version of what we had. So if you look in Wayback Machine, you'll get a better idea of what we had.
All right, let's we get off track if we do too much here.
Well, when you're talking about, like freedom and saving money, think about this. Most people in Western countries live in fear. They're thinking, well, do they have enough money to pay the rent, mortgage, or whatever, and also their health as well. And the cost of maintaining health is extremely high. That
He's
fear
trying
is
to-
actually
And that's why the question about NHS was very important,
absolutely
because the NHS could save.
Whoops, sorry, Paul, I missed what you just said.
I said he's trying to divert the topic away from the focus on his device.
Yes.
He's trying to bring up other things rather than having turned focus on questioning the efficacy of his actual device.
And the results
Yeah.
that are obviously fictitious, otherwise why would you not publish them? But
Yeah.
because the freedom of speech is fine as long as what you're saying is actually real.
Yeah, I mean, there are some things we literally don't have freedom of speech about, and making false claims that we can heal disease is one of those things that we can't have free speech about.
Yeah, that's right.
Save money if this worked, right?
Who is the NHS? Who is the NHS?
National Healthcare System of England, right?
Who
Could
are
they save money if this worked?
They're not an independent body.
But
Yeah,
but could they save money if this worked?
absolutely.
Okay.
I've got a very good friend who lives in London, and he's got an elderly relative. I'll keep it really broad. He has extended her lifetime. She's 98 now. Now, the National Health want her dead. They want her gone because she's not earning for the country. She doesn't generate any income. through
I
work
don't think
or any
that's the
means.
way it works.
No.
And he's applying Rife-type machines to keep her alive.
You see,
Now-
I have some pretty serious concerns, right? Because if somebody gets diagnosed with something
Yes.
and they forego the treatment that could do something for them
Or
and has a
suspect
pretty
it.
good track record. I have a friend that got Hodgkin's disease. And the track record for Hodgkin's disease is pretty good.
Yep.
And he's been it's been more than 20 years for him, and he's
Right.
great.
Functioning good.
If he had gone to something like this and it didn't work, then he would have foregoing the treatment that he did receive, right? If somebody else were to do that
I
and
know
it
where
didn't
you're
work,
pushing.
then what?
Absolutely. No. Okay. We never ever tell people to stop what is suggested to them by a registered medical. Never ever go down the road. What we do is complementary to that. So
Do you
assisting.
think that it actually works that way, or do you think people actually just try to just do this when they see it?
we can't be in their living rooms at all the time, Mike,
Yeah.
but we give the advice.
So
we
I-
get the training videos. We've got.
I
we've-
ask this from personal experience.
Okay.
I know somebody that had teeth problems, and I asked about cavities.
Yeah.
And rather than go to a dentist, she used her QXEI,
Yeah.
and now she has no teeth.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
could
See,
have-
cavity's gone. So it's solved the problem.
Well, no, that's not the solution to the problem, right? She could have had dental
I
work
know,
done
I
earlier,
know.
much
Oh,
earlier,
absolutely.
and saved
Yeah,
her
but you
teeth.
shouldn't-
That's not
I
something
shouldn't
to
be
joke
so
about. That
light
was
about
Yeah,
this.
it's-
It's true. No, it's absolutely true that I'm not saying for a moment that people stop their regime of whatever it is, whether it's chemotherapy, radiation, or cauterization removal. There's no way that people should stop that. But there are effects, side effects, that can be reduced or avoided completely through a detox procedure. Think about it. If you've got toxins in your body which have been released by your body, you don't want them to hang around and cause secondary damage or stresses to your organs. You can take activated charcoal tablets.
Sure, but you're not selling them. You're selling a frequency generator,
That's right.
right?
Which can also assist your body in removing toxins.
No.
And I'm still missing how it does that.
no evidence.
Well, every organ in your body does have a frequency, a natural frequency of operating.
What the hell does that mean?
Drawing an
Doesn't mean
analogy,
anything, does it? It's complete garbage.
Even if it did, but does it mean changing it makes any difference?
if someone's, well, I mean, it's a very poor analogy. I wonder if I can think of a better one. I was thinking about if someone's heart stops and you can still start it with, but it's a bad example because that's like a
Yeah,
sudden
that's not a frequency.
It's a bad example. It's okay, tinnitus. Good example.
Yeah,
on the
there's a
spot.
certain
Tinnitus.
frequency of
The
sound.
Sound. If you can play the same sound through your ears using earpiece,
I think
Your
it would make
tinnitus.
it. Wouldn't it make it worse?
you'd think so, wouldn't you? But no.
I would. Yeah. All right. That's a good one. I've been to. Speaking of heavy metal, I've been to many heavy metal concerts. So, is there a tinnitus?
Oh, absolutely. And the cold laser units that they've put in your nose, they also go into your ears.
Wait, you want me? Now that I put them in my nose, you want me to put them in my ear? That's gross.
Well, it's better than putting them in my ears now.
All right.
But you'd want to obviously put them in.
I tell you what, I will do that. John. Obviously, you figured out I'm not super into this. But what I will do, I will try the tinnitus thing because I hear a certain pitch sometimes.
Yes.
I'll try it.
Okay.
But I am very concerned. The spooky action at a distance stuff, the quantum entanglement, none of that actually makes sense. None of that is based on the actual current definition of quantum entanglement. I don't see how that just how a fingernail does it. And so to somebody's point here in the live chat, PhD Tony, who's an Australian near Kiwi land there, says, were there double-blind tests of efficacy of this product against placebo? Is he saying this product is about as effective as treating disease as a swing set? Your earlier swing set analogy.
Typical Aussie humour, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, of course we did. It has been
Okay.
tested.
And
And
those are the
it-
things that I definitely expected to see on your website when I asked your
But we
guy from
can't-
the guy from Twitter, what can I give that person a name?
Oh, sure.
Sean?
Sure.
That's his name or her name?
Sean.
Sean. Okay.
No,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I asked Sean for the link because the link on your website didn't go anywhere. So Sean sent me the link. Maybe it was fixed since then.
okay.
But I totally expected anything that you'd have done on your product would be on there. I actually reviewed I read every one. I wrote my analysis on it on my website.
Use the Wayback Machine because we did have published reports, studies on our website, but we were forced to remove them.
By who?
By American authorities.
In order to ship to America.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the world we live in. But it's okay.
So I would expect that those studies would be the things that would
I know. Yeah, exactly.
lead the way into getting
I know,
your stuff.
I know. Exactly.
All right.
So a lot of things are, having lived and fought the battle for a great number of years, I now know it's really nothing to do with healing. Unfortunately.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
You and I have got no mind, no soul, because it's never been measured.
Oh, no, that's not science.
Well, what do you mean it's not science?
It's not falsifiable. Back to Karl Popper. Right? Whether or not we have a soul isn't something that's falsifiable. So that's a religious thing. Religion and faith are outside of what science can do.
It's a physical thing. That's talking now. How do I, what creates the words, and how does it, how a chain of like 20 generations, a little dot becomes big and then makes another little dot which becomes big. How on earth does that work? Really? From the first dot to 20 down?
I don't know.
There's nothing to do with religion. You mean I'm a physical being because of religion? And does this mean that people that are different religions are different people? Like, I mean, there's nothing to do with it.
Maybe people of different religions are just wrong.
No, it's absolutely nothing to do with religions. If you realise that there are things we do not understand, there are things that you can make.
Well, there's no question about that.
And
right.
Well, there's a terrific lot that we don't understand. But as soon as you say, well, because it can't be expressed using our current status of understanding, it should not be taken advantage of.
Yeah, and there's a difference between understanding why something happens and confirming that something happens.
Well, confirming.
Right? So before Einstein, why did gravity do what it does? Don't know. After Einstein, we have a better view into why gravity does what it does.
But that may be wrong.
It may be wrong, yeah.
And it almost certainly is wrong. And maybe the only true thing that does exist is time. Maybe there is no such thing as distance, speed, and other things like this. Maybe time is everything.
Oh my gosh, you're talking like a flat earther.
Well, I'm just saying that there's a lot that we don't understand.
There's a lot you don't understand.
Product
That's for sure.
that has been shown to work through a pool, not just within a laboratory setting of maybe 100, 200 people, but thousands of that many number of
apparently
people.
It hasn't been shown that, otherwise you'd be able to publish it.
That have had the results and proven to themselves that it works. And the really good thing, Mike, is that you've actually got one. So you can actually try it. And you can run a remote program. Well, I'm thinking that, okay, cold laser photons, that's something which is physical, easy to explain. You are skeptical, as I was, about the remote. My recommendations for you, and we can set up a future date and we can have a yak about it, is run the terrain protocol on yourself using your fingernail.
Okay.
Yep, you've done the right thing for your friend.
Yep.
Run the terrain. Do an 11-day terrain. And let's see what the effect is after 11 days.
All right.
It's not a... Hang on. Just going to skip back to after this guy goes.
Yeah.
Minnie Karen says, doesn't your body give you signs that you're full of it? There you go. Yes, it's Penguin. Burgess Meredith was the actor that played Penguin in the 1960s Batman. I don't know if anybody got it during. I tried to.
Yes.
Also, I did not get ones for the other two animals. I did pick out actor names. So
I think he also appeared on the Twilight.
Dave Kircher said, thank Titicaca, it's Tuesday.
Yes.
FTFE says, the best doctor is yourself. This guy's a future Darwin Award winner. Seriously, just remove warning labels and let this stuff sort itself out. Eddie Reese said, don't dump your toxins in Lake Titicaca. Wizard of Oops said, life is pain. Anyone that tells you otherwise is trying to sell you something.
Yes.
That's a quote from something.
Yes.
The rocket couch, yes, the heliospanning is from the got that. Oh, Judy got this. Got Burgess Meredith.
Yes.
FTFE said, how many super chats can we give before they give Toon before this guy shuts up? He did want to tell a story instead of explaining things. He did get uncomfortable when I kept pressing him on scalar waves. And scalar waves don't exist. It's when you basically take a regular wave and the opposite of it and you send it down the same line. They cancel each other out. There's nothing in the end. Manny Karen says, my goal is to make as much money as possible and thus end my suffering. The problem is I get the impression that he might not really be rolling in the dough. These people like him and the guy that did the QXCI.
Yeah, they would call that in. There's a couple other funny chats in there later, but you can watch that in. Yes, he was
full of bullshit.
Dirty. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Very derpy is putting it polite, Timbo.
Yes.
He was literally full of bullshit.
Yes, he was. But just the whole way he talks, that's such snake oil salesman talk, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. No, we're not really making any claims, except I just made all these claims. But oh no, we're not really claims. You just try it out, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't. That's just Larry DeMarch says the vote on Lindsay was odd because it got to 67. Last time I looked, there was only one vote for Lindsay. Who wants Lindsay?
Well, it was odd because answering yes or no didn't really tell you whether to put Lindsay on or not.
Yes, it was. It was. It didn't matter which way you voted.
Yeah, to be honest with you, it doesn't matter. I'm not putting him on. It didn't matter which way it came out. I wasn't putting him on. I think we had enough. Particularly as the Lindsay video I got queued up was at half an hour. I thought, nah. I think that's enough of that. I do have. I was going to say, Paul, did you have another music quiz?
I do have another music quiz. Yes,
It's probably a good time
I
for a
do.
music quiz after listening to that for the last.
Yep. All right. I shall get organised for that.
Sorry to throw you on the spot there.
No. It's no dramas.
I do have
Can do that
Others.
pretty easily.
other stuff prepared, but I just have a little.
You'll need to
rummage.
give me sharing privileges as usual, Timbo.
Oh, come on, do you really? I gave them to you last time. What annoys me is that I should be able to set it up so I can, if it logs in as you, but it doesn't
Permanently
recognize
give.
you.
Yeah.
It doesn't recognize
Yeah.
you as a person. So
Thank you. All right. Here we go.
hang on. Sorry, I got to do my screenshot.
Do your screenshot. Yeah, I'll give everyone a moment to do the screenshot if they want to.
Although someone like Farmers, I'm sure, doesn't need the screenshot because he just recognizes everybody.
Oh yeah, I'm that bloody good. Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably knows what 5 of the songs are right now. Just looking at that.
Yeah.
right?
I'll take a few guesses, but let's not jump into guesses. I don't want to record for a few people.
Yeah, okay.
Let's move on.
I know that is. I
Yeah.
know that is. Shit, that's a bit old. Oh, we know who they are. Oh dear, I really don't know about that one.
I might know the songs, but
Right.
it doesn't mean I know the first lines.
All right, you had enough time.
Yeah.
Yep. No, that's fair.
Here's number one. All right.
Farmers,
Blimey.
boys. Sorry, no, that's not.
You get 2 lines this time.
2 lines.
Yeah, you get the first 2 lines of the song this time.
So,
Right, first 2 lines.
Yeah.
is that they're 2 single letters, aren't they? The third and fourth dash are 2 single letters, not two a word with two letters. Just checking.
Not sure what you're talking about.
So you got.
But
F,
to make it
blah,
clear,
blah, blah, blah,
to make it clear, I'll give you the first letter of
it
each
is
word.
one.
Right, it's one
Yeah,
word.
it is one word. Not 2 letters. That makes. I was trying to work out how I could fit 2 letters in there. Okay, that makes more
Yeah.
sense. Well, want me, want. No, want where, want no, want me.
If you think you know what it is, tell me the band
She.
first.
I ain't got a clue.
My.
No?
I'm not seeing this one.
Okay.
Not yet. Oh, can you see it? Oh, sorry, you can't see it. Why can't you see it?
Oh, do you want me to
yes.
wind it back? Do you want me to wind it
can
back
you
for the
wind-
peanuts?
Just wind it back for the
Right.
peanuts.
Gotcha.
Why can I
Gotcha.
not see it? That's
Makes perfect sense now.
Yeah,
Um,
doesn't it? Yeah.
I
Hang on a
can
second,
tell
just-
the album and the year it was issued.
I'm trying to work out why the peanuts can't see that. They should be able to see that.
That's right. The Peanuts have just got a black screen.
Yeah, they have.
They had
Pretty
the
hard to
same-
guess. Jeez.
They
We're
had
not
the
that
same-
neat.
Well,
It was when it went to Share.
Yes, Zebulon, it is indeed Metallica in the Black Album. Yeah, because that's the cover of Metallica's Black Album.
No, it's
Well, you
not
can't quite see the snake.
Zoom. I went
Back in
something
black.
other than share.
Back in black, yeah. No.
I'm thinking Spinal Tap. Yeah.
No? Huh. It's a bit frustrating. Hang on a sec. I'll just do a quick...
I will go right back to the title page because the peanuts need to be able to see the...
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'll just do a screen share. For some reason, when you went share, it stopped. It just went black on the OBS. I don't know what that was about. So I'll just share my screen. It's easier. So anything I stick up there can be... take my Google Fill away. Wasn't Google Fill. I was looking up Spooky Scalar and the chat people that they had on there. Okay.
Yeah. As soon as I get confirmation that they can see it out there.
Yep, they can see it out there, or should be able to. Can someone confirm for me you can now see? Please. Just type in the chat.
They can. Yes, they can see the front page, the opening page.
Yes, they can see it now. All right, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll give them 20 seconds of the title page and then we'll...
yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Yeah. So each of those bands is one of the songs. All right. Okay, that's enough.
Yeah, just looking at some of those bands, I don't really know their stuff. I can tell you that now.
So here's the first one. Again, this time for the peanuts. We know Farmer's Boy already knows this one because he has figured it out.
I hadn't yet. That was the one where we know that the third word is one word, not two letters. Yep.
Okay, I'll give you the first letter of each word.
And that's what gave it away.
Hmm?
I'm trying to think. Nothing jumping at me.
You haven't still got Blue. Blue's still muted, have you, Timbo?
I might at the moment. Blue, I did mute you for a second, so if you want to talk, you might have to unmute yourself. You should be able to unmute yourself. I didn't knock you out.
I think the album this came from came out the year I was born.
Okay.
Nah,
Let me just check that. I'm fairly sure it did.
You still not got it, Timbo? No.
No.
I'll give you the first and last letter of each word then.
She can't help me.
Oh yeah, it did come out the same year I was born. Track number 2.
To wash my mind. Wash my mind. Yeah, I don't think that's mine. Doesn't fit, does it? It's help me. Wish.
Oh, hello, Cat.
No.
You know it as well, don't you? You've heard it enough times.
She couldn't help me. Wash my. Yeah, couldn't help me wash my mind, and that doesn't sound right. It's stuck in my head now.
Come on, Peanuts. Come on.
Go on, Peanuts.
I'm pretty sure she couldn't help me something or other. And was because what's wish? Is there something else? Wish wash. I'm just working.
Well, there's another really obvious word, Timbo, that fits in there.
She can't help me with my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, my woken.
Should really be sung with a Brummy accent.
She couldn't help me with my. Nah, I don't know this.
No, you don't know the song, Carl.
It's not jumping out at me.
Not jumping out?
Really?
Oh, well, I'll have to.
I bet you do know it.
Come on, Farmer's Boy, you can announce it before I give you the answer then.
Right. The lines are finished with my woman because she couldn't help me with my mind. It's Paranoia by Black Sabbath from the album of the same name in 1970.
I've never listened to Black Sabbath in my life.
That's the one.
Bum. Oh, it's classic.
Yeah, it is.
It's a rock standard.
Never heard it.
It is. It is pretty much. Yeah.
You've never heard of Paranoid by Black Sabbath?
Probably
you need
not.
to put it on later, Timbo,
Blimey.
and then you'll
Yeah,
think,
yeah,
"Oh
you will have
yeah, oh
heard this
yeah, I know
before.
that one."
I
Look,
Yeah.
I'm just going to write it in
Guarantee
my.
you've heard
I
this.
got to write it in my sheet so it comes up next time when we do a Lindsay Bingo. There you go, Paranoid.
Blimey.
Okay. All right. Second one.
First two lines.
Mm.
Mm.
Don't know what don't know what I'm do. What's the not from that.
No, not getting that one. Carl
All
Lucas
right,
says, I can't understand Black
You
Sabbath
got
lyrics.
to
He quite often just made shit up that
let
made no
me
sense.
kiss
Yeah.
someone. You've got to let me kiss. Do you think it is? So I go. Some no.
Not Scream by the Black Eyed Peas.
No.
Not the Lithuanian national anthem.
No.
Come on, Carl. You probably know this
Do
one.
you get to let me kiss? Do you got to get something? Kiss may be wrong because I'm just throwing it in there.
All right.
No. Oh, you got to let me know. That's a good one, darling. You got to let
Oh,
me know.
right.
Should
I
I
stay or
should I go? If I'd worked out it was no, I might have got it.
Do you know what the song is?
It's,
I don't know the song now. I know the lyric. Should I stay or should I go?
You know who sings it?
That group in the.
That group.
this is early 80s as well.
It's one of
These
those
are
groups.
There you go. Those were the lyrics, darling. You got to let me know. Should I stay or should I go?
Should I go?
Yeah. Who was it? Who was it? Do you know?
I'm having a total brain fart on this one.
Hmm? Come on, Peanuts. Who knows what band this one was? Give them 10 seconds or so.
Yeah, give me a chance, but I don't know who it is.
No.
Oh, yeah.
The Clash.
No, Carl's
Says
got it.
Carl.
Yep, there you go.
Clash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't figure highly in my collection, I have to admit.
Number 3.
Fleetwood Mac. They're not in the cupboards. Okay. Some of them. Dun, 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 dun. Nah, not enough for me yet. Your first words are too long.
Okay. I'll give you some more clue letters then. Very well-known band, this, with almost a cult-like following.
It's almost, I can always see it. Can't quite.
I have a feeling I know which one of the bands it is, but I could be wrong.
No?
No, not yet anyway.
Okay, I'll give you more letters. It's not Queen. And you were right, Carl. It was the Clash.
Yeah.
You're absolutely correct
Yes.
on that.
So told me something. Someone told me long ago that's to the.
Come on, even that first line's got to give it away. Come on.
Someone told me long ago. Someone told me
I
long
bet this is
ago.
another one I haven't heard in ages.
Oh, come on! The
Calm before the storm.
calm
That
before the
is
storm.
correct.
Yeah, that's
You know the
calm
group?
before the That?
Hell no.
No?
No.
Oh, there's a calm before the storm.
Yeah, someone told
Yeah.
me long ago. There's a calm before the storm.
You're singing, didn't
No.
know. Sorry.
No, you don't know? You don't know the group? Come on.
Doesn't ring any bells.
Come on, Peanuts. Who sang this? You, Rod. No. It was Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Who were
It's
they?
a classic song. All right. Number 4.
Ah. Is this,
I'll
is
give
it
you the
I
second
know
clue
what it
straight
is. I know what
away.
it is. Is it Crack That Whip? Crack That Whip. Got a. Oh, what's the next line? Crack That Whip. Crack That Whip. Give the. What's the. Give the pass to slip. Is that right? Crack That Whip. Give the
That's
pass
the
to slip.
one, Timbo. Well done. Who's the band?
It's Devo.
You are correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done.
Devo.
Well done.
Yeah.
Crack that whip.
The guys with the
Give the
funny circular
Whip it.
cone things on
Whip
their
it good.
Not entirely sure I've ever heard of them.
Haven't you? Oh, come
No,
on.
don't think so. Devo.
Devo.
Yeah.
These guys.
What, the silly twonks with the red hats on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not entirely sure I've ever encountered them before.
No.
Oh, no, you have to go and listen to the song Whip It, and then you'll remember. Come on.
Okay.
All right, next one.
Blimey.
Oh, shit.
He was something.
He's got more than.
Yeah.
I'll give you the second clue straight away. Then there you go.
To the rain. Is it rain? What's the song's got rain here? Rain could be wrong. Last African. Oh, is it here? The African Rains. What's that song? By
Nope.
no, not that one.
Not the rains in Africa. No.
No, African something rather. No, I'm trying to think of what. What?
Zebulon says, "Well, I can't hear the song until someone names the band."
Has the song.
Not Down in Africa by Toto. No.
No.
All right.
Hear the sound of the falling rain coming down and
Coming down like an. Oh, it's almost. Oh, I can almost.
African. No, well, it starts with A's.
Not African.
No,
Not
obviously.
African. It's
No,
not a
I got
country.
that stuck in my head. I got that stuck in my head.
Yeah.
It's like a lantern or something. Oh, yeah. Hear the sound. I'm pretty sure of the falling rain. Hear the sound of the falling rain coming down like an something. And it's probably going to sound like rain. Fane. Come on, someone out there. Got to get that one.
I'm going to make a stab in the dark that it's by the group at the top left there, Green Day.
It is by Green Day, yeah.
Because I don't really know any Green Day. I know who they are.
Yeah. Well,
But
maybe the Peanuts will
I
know.
couldn't finish the lyrics off.
Well, seeing as you've got
90%
of the lyrics.
Is it like coming down like
I used to work with a guy who's the drummer in the Green Day tribute act, and they were very good. But
is it Green Day? They're a little bit
don't know
more
Green
metal,
Day.
aren't they? Are they a bit more metal?
Oh, I wouldn't really
Would
call
it
them
be-
metal.
For coming down like a flame. Sounds like
Yeah.
rain.
You just can't get that.
Armageddon's flame.
Armageddon Flame. That's the one, yeah.
I don't know
Armageddon
the song.
Flame.
I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever heard it. And hey,
I think it's a song called Holiday.
Holiday. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know the one.
Take your word for it.
I'm only going by the words to work out what words they are.
Yeah. Put it on and you'll recognise it probably.
Probably. Yes. I already got paranoid. The second line's obviously you.
Yeah, that's a pretty good bet, isn't it?
It's probably more likely bet. To be you are to be, no. Name more letters.
No, need more letters. There you go.
You got me, so I don't know what what it's. I sing great. You got me now. You got me, so I don't know what I'd. The last one's throwing me. It's got too many letters. You don't know.
I tried to make them a bit harder this week because you got them too easy last week.
Well,
last time.
Well, I'd say that
sometimes
works.
it's hard to guess.
Good. Come on.
Well, I already got that stuff. You said, girl, you really got me now. You said,
It's
girl, you really got me. You really got me.
It's
What's the last word? I
Kinks.
really got what I'm down
Doing.
No. Doing.
It's doing without the G.
That's right.
I said, girl, you really got me. You got me, so I don't know what I'm doing without the G.
I thought doing, and it didn't fit. So.
Do you know the band? Those are indeed the words. The Kinks, yes.
Kinks.
Well done.
They are on my radar. I listen to the Kinks every now and then. I think I've got the greatest hit somewhere.
Okay. Next one.
Has
Very well-known band. Very well-known song. Not the song that people remember from the album, but probably the second best song on the album, I'd say.
If you know what the album is.
Yeah.
yes.
That always helps.
The Kinky Kinks.
I mean, everybody knows the most popular song from the album, literally.
Yes. Well, often that's the way it goes, that people know the most popular song. Oh. Has he's no has he's has could be wrong with it. How why you must go you no.
No, still
No,
not.
I'm
No,
I'm
not the
stuck. Someone else
Stones.
is jumping
No,
out at it.
not the Stones. All right.
Hey, 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 hey.
Yeah, I know it is.
Said the way you mine? No, that's not. Start. Gonna be you. Obviously, it's like.
Well, the
Gunner.
Peanuts have to know this by now. Come
Come
on.
It's gonna be something like gunner or rather than a real word.
But we're still the tune for if you want.
You can do it. You can do it if you got it. Go for it.
Mama said.
Mama said. Hey, Mama said the way you.
Okay, down in that second line it says sweat.
It does.
You got it. Yeah, you're right about that album. There are many outstanding tracks on that album, and the one everybody knows isn't the best one by a long shot.
No, that's right.
I think,
yeah.
You're picking songs I didn't. I'm not kidding. I haven't had many of them.
Yes, Carl Edwards. It is Zeppelin, Led Zeppelin.
Yeah,
Yes.
as I said,
You know the name of the song.
One.
Yeah.
Okay, come on, farmers, you can put us out of misery.
It's the old man with
How
the
you
sticks on
spell
his
that?
back.
Those are the words. Hey, hey, mama, said the way you move. Gonna make you sweat, gonna make you groove.
I'll take your word for it. Doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah?
No.
So you don't recognise those words? You've never heard this song, Timbo?
No,
Wow,
I'm not a
you've
Zeppelin
been living
fan.
under a rock.
Probably.
Our child, way you must shake that thing, gonna make you burn, gonna make you sting.
Probably if I heard it,
Yes.
I might have got it, But, yeah. Greatest band of all
Yes,
time.
Zebulon, greatest band of all time.
Thought-
Dog.
I thought that was.
He's close. He's close.
Is that being politically correct, Carl?
Black Dog. There we go.
Yeah,
It's
Black
the only
Dog.
track on Led Zeppelin 4.
No, the greatest band of
it
all
is.
time is Electric Mayhem. Come on.
All right. Okay. Next one.
Nothing? Nothing. No,
This song will put you to sleep.
Never. Nothing.
Okay.
Is this the E? Oh.
No, it's not leaping out at me. Not this one.
No. Trying to get the tempo of it.
No, you still don't know?
Yeah. It's not,
Okay.
It's going to be something. I was in. Never remembering the end.
Oh, yeah, I've got it.
To
Yeah, we'll put you to sleep.
Yeah, we'll learn it.
It's a top tune, though.
It is. It's a good tune, yeah.
I'm not getting the first word. To see. Nah, it's obviously. There's a few words in there. I'm not getting the first word in. When it's in never raining, ready to.
Oh, yeah, Justin Hayward. Yeah.
Reaching the end. Never reaching the end. I can never.
Come on. Come
More
on.
to.
You'll kick yourself.
Yes. I'm getting that impression. It's feeling like, just on the tip there. I'm just not getting.
I'm surprised none of the peanuts have got this one yet.
Come on,
And
peanuts.
if none of you can guess that, then you should go now.
That's a clue, I can tell. No. So I'm lost.
No?
Okay, farmers. It's up to you.
What if I told you it was the Moody Blues?
Yeah.
Wouldn't help.
Wouldn't
I have
help?
heard of the
Really?
Moody Blues, but I couldn't name a song.
Okay. Does that sound familiar to you?
Nights in White Satin.
Nights
Never
in White
Reaching the End.
Satin.
I knew that it was. Yeah, now I've never meaning. I should have got it from Never Reaching the End because I got that line.
Yeah, so you know the song now, don't you?
Yeah. It was the
Yeah,
Nights in White
good.
Satin. No, I didn't get. If I'd worked that one out, I would have
Yeah.
been right.
There you go. Zebulon got it.
Yeah. Except
All right.
it's with a K instead
Next
of an
one.
N. I'm guessing the first line, start of the first line and start of the second line are the same.
They are.
There wasn't. The fun foo. The in my they come to me in my
Right.
come to me in my
Does farmers know this one already?
come to me. It's almost like the demon priest. or
It's
something.
ringing vague bells, but I can't quite.
No? Don't quite get it.
No.
It wouldn't be demon priest. That doesn't make sense, but it does fit.
All right.
Oh yes, yeah. Yeah, I don't listen to
come to
this
me in
lot an
my
awful lot either. I have to admit.
I mean, I can see what the words are, but it's not jumping out of me. They live.
The what?
Well, I don't know what that is. That's why I'm
Yeah.
going.
Oh, okay.
The dum. They let me of my head. So of my head. I'm just trying to get.
Yeah, I don't think I've got any of this lot.
And then dum.
So?
They come to me in my
Let me
bed.
let me just look in my collection. No, I haven't got anything by this,
Bed.
which is something I must rectify. Let me make a note.
What have we got? Anything out in the? Would it be? No.
I think Carl Edwards knows.
Does he?
Come on,
Yeah,
Carl. You can type
I
it
think
out.
Go on, Carl.
You don't have to
Go
type
for it.
out the whole lot. Just
Just
the
type
name
out the
of the
first
song
three
and the
words.
band.
The first three words will do me,
Yeah.
Carl. Just do the first three words.
Yeah.
The Dream Police, they something rather in my head. The Dream Police, they come to me in my bed.
That's
The
the one.
words, but I haven't got all the words yet.
Yeah.
So
Do you know the
Dream
band?
Police. No. Definitely not. The Dream Police. They.
These do get played a lot on Planet Rock, I must admit.
What's
That's
the
where
I
I
word?
hear it
The
Yeah.
I word's getting me there. They. Oh, inside of my head, of course. Should have
The
got that
dream police, they live inside of my head. The dream police, they come to me in my
one.
bed.
That doesn't fit
Yeah.
with the tempo of the song.
What do you mean it doesn't fit?
Dream Police, they live inside my head, doesn't fit with the tempo of the song. So they'd have to rush inside.
And those rooms are nice. Ding, ding.
Yeah.
Cheaters.
By Cheap Trick.
Yep. Cheap Trick.
Yeah. All right. Next one. This is the last one, I think. This one will also put you to sleep.
That's a very short first line, isn't it? 2 words, and
Yeah.
one of them's abbreviated.
What do you got?
Please stop humming the tune to songs you don't know the name of,
Why not? Work it out.
or the lyrics to.
That didn't help me either, so I've got to try something else. He's got songs I've never heard of. What the... Ooh.
That means that it's not innocent near the event horizon. It's not just empty space with a few salty photons and you can barely notice. Rather, there's this hugely
I can't. Trying to think of what the
I
A and
think
the
I
A
know
are.
what that is.
If anyone can
Yeah,
get
I know which one it is.
The AA. What
Yeah.
was... No, not what where the... Why?
My dad's favourite band, bless his heart.
Angie?
Angie.
Angie?
Angie. Oh my God.
What's Angle? Is it the Angels?
Oh, Timbo, you're always good for a laugh.
Well, all dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
There are dinosaurs. Somehow I don't think it's dinosaurs.
Carl Edwards is right.
Rolling Stone.
It is the Rolling Stones. It's Angie.
Yeah, but what's the
by
song,
Rolling
though?
Stones.
What is
It's Angie.
It's called Angie.
It's called
Is it?
Angie.
How's that go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think vaguely ringing a bell. Was it Angie?
It's one of their slower and softer songs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that was your music quiz for the
Well,
day.
thank you for that. That was a lot of fun. Thank
It
you.
is a lot of
That
fun.
was harder.
It's always a lot of fun.
That was harder. Yes. Bloody hell.
It's very
Now,
hard,
it was
particularly if
that
you're not allowed to
band
hum.
Devo.
Devo, yeah. You never heard of
Let's have a
Devo?
look.
Never heard of Devo.
Devo.
Wow.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Pretty much a one-hit
Yeah.
wonder band.
let me just mute
Yeah.
a minute and I'll have a listen.
Whippets about it.
Yeah.
Crack that whip. Give that pass a slip. Step on the crack. And break your mama's back.
Oh God, yeah, that was a load of shite. No wonder I couldn't remember them.
I can probably sneak a bit of audio in.
Were they a one-hit wonder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's
the one. Yeah.
Now you know who the... I'm sure everyone recognises that now. I don't know this Paranoid one.
Oh
though,
God,
that you said.
1980. Good grief. I think possibly I'll just purge that from my memory banks.
So who did the
'Cause
Paranoid song again? Was
that-
it Led Zeppelin or someone?
What's that?
Who did Paranoid? The one that I had to look up? Was that
Black Sabbath.
Black Sabbath?
Black Sabbath, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's from the album is of the same name. Was it Paranoid or Paranoia? Hang on. let's have a
Paranoid.
look. which came out in 1970. And that's got some absolute belts on it. Like, I mean, very rare boots. That's
Okay,
quite good.
yes, I have heard that one. Still don't know.
Yes, yeah, it is, as they say, a rock standard.
No, never heard of that one. Ah, sorry, I had heard that one, but I didn't recognise it from the lyrics. Oh, well, okay, I've looked it up. Can you hear me? Yes, you can hear me. Okay, well, now after all that wonderful stuff, what have I got? I'm sure I've got something here lined up. Yeah, bound to have. I just got to key it up though. I did look up. You know how you're talking about Chat GPT. I did.
Oh yeah.
I did look up some of that. Let's see if I can find it. I was very curious to find out what happens if you type. This is Chat GPT for those who've never seen it. I'll put it out. Oh, that's not Chat GPT. I'll put it share screen 2. Why is that showing that and not that? Oh, because that's. How weird. Sorry, it is gone awry. Let's do this instead. ChatGPT. There we go. Ooh, that's slightly too big. I'll show you what's going on. That's what's going on. That's why I can't see what I'm trying to do. And let's go to that. There we go. That's better. Now you can read it. So, was it in your chat, Blue? You had that Mike MJ had looked up a few Chat GPTs. So I was going to say, are all horizontals parallel, if I can spell it correctly? No, not all horizontals are parallel. Parallel lines are lines that never intersect, meaning they maintain the same distance, so forth, so forth, so forth. So, no, not parallel. I did type in are all horizontals. So what do you think it says if I say are all are level, all horizontals level? What do you reckon it'll say? Anybody? Nobody? You still there? It's all gone quiet.
Yeah.
That's all right. I've just been quiet. I was just checking you're still there. So that wasn't unsurprising that it says all horizontal lines can be considered level in geometry. But therefore all horizontal lines can be considered level. So that's actually changed when I put it in earlier. So it must be programming. So what do you reckon we should ask? Anything?
Is Bev an idiot?
Is Bev try thinking an idiot? Oops.
That's stumped.
Thinking about that one.
There you go.
I'll leave that on. I'll use that later. We might need some stuff. Get back to the other Chrome. So, what if... No, we don't want Lindsay. I was going to put on...
Oh, is it time for me to go and hang the washing out?
Yeah, no, I'm not putting on Lindsay. I thought we could talk about Crete, though. You want to talk about Crete?
Crete. Oh, dear.
Hello, everyone.
You mean the moving clouds island?
Yeah.
Oh, God, that, yeah.
So,
I'll be back.
Oh, you'll be back, he says. Okay. I'll play it. How many people out there have heard of Crete? Or the latest FE thing on Crete? Anyway, let's start it with this one. So, let's speed it up a little bit.
I have an awesome video to share with everyone today, and it comes from the YouTube channel Shimshon. Shimshon currently has only 4 subscribers, and so I highly recommend you head over to his channel, subscribe, and show your support and gratitude. I'll have a link in the description. Shimshon has a serious tech background. He was a graduate of University of California, San Diego in the STEM program. Unlike the globe trolls who frequent our channels, Shimshon actually worked in the purported space program. He worked for a time at the Center for Astrophysics and Space Sciences at UCSD on the electron drift instrument. He wrote most of the code to control the test harness to develop the instrument and refine its operation. This was allegedly launched on the space shuttle, but more likely just found its way onto a satellite balloon, much like this one. Shimshon has continued to work in software development in both America and Israel in marine and space science labs, controlling hardware, recording, analyzing, presenting data, using complex algorithms written in C and Forth. None of that really makes any sense to me, and I do have to take his word for it. Shimshon has been married for 30 years and has adult children.
I don't know why
He also wanted to give a shout out to the Owen Benjamin Israeli Bears. Shimshon actually first came to the Flat Earth when he saw Owen Benjamin's analysis of my video, Our Flat Earth Journey, Romania, back in 2019. Owen, if you happen to watch this video, I just want to thank you again for helping so many people open their eyes to the truth of the Flat Earth. Anyways, after watching Our Flat Earth Journey, Shimshon decided that he wanted to see too far as well, but in his own way. Filming long distances has now become a hobby for him. That brings us to this particular footage that was taken on May 14th, 2023 in Israel. According to Shimshon, he had been preparing for years to capture that very footage. The current recognized world record long-distance ground-to-ground photograph from the Beyond Horizons website is this photo at a distance of 275 miles. It's an impressive record, but that world record pales in comparison to what Shimshon filmed, and this wasn't filmed from the top of a mountain, but only from about 133 feet. The observation comes from the Ashkelon National Park in Israel. According to Google Maps, the elevation at that location was 128 feet. Add 5 feet for the camera's tripod, and that gives us an observation height of about 133 feet. I have the coordinates listed here on the map. This was his camera and setup on that day. I don't know much about cameras, but Shimshon is using a full-spectrum infrared camera here. According to Shimshon, this is better than the Nikon P1000 for long-distance viewing, and it costs him less than $600. I hope at least 100 of you go out and get this set up. I certainly need one of these. Here's his equipment list for those who are interested. Pause the video if you need to. Much like this Canigou photograph that was taken in France from a distance of one. Here's his equipment list.
I'll do exactly that. This was a question about the that doesn't say infrared camera. You might notice he was using an infrared filter.
Well, no, what it does say though,
Yeah.
full spectrum converted Panasonic Lumix GF3. That's code words for they pulled the infrared filter out of the camera.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not a very expensive camera.
No,
No.
not $180. It can't be
Yeah.
overly.
Yeah.
No, those CCD sensors will respond to infrared. So the camera's got a cut filter in it that blocks infrared getting to the sensor.
Yes.
You just pull that out. That's what they do to P900s.
So when I
So
was,
it's not an infrared camera. When they say full spectrum, that's the other code word, right?
yeah.
You're seeing all visible light plus infrared.
Yes, that was the point. Was that unlike what Timbo said, what was a infrared camera? It's not an infrared camera. It's got an infrared
No.
filter on it, but that's it. Because when I looked at it, there was only the things that have actually made any difference was obviously the camera You've got the lens. You've got, this is just an adapter. That's just an adapter. That's just technically an adapter. Then you've got the filter and a tripod and a pan tilt. So it's just a camera and a lens, really. Long lens. He's about, he's about a half a metre long. Not that necessarily means he's going to get a better shot, but Okay.
List for those who are interested. Pause the video if you need to. Much like this Canigou photograph that was taken in France from a distance of 163 miles that you can find on the Beyond Horizons website, Shimshon instead planned to capture the setting sun behind the Greek island of Crete. But the distance between Ashkelon National Park in Israel and the highest point in Crete was 616 miles. That's 453 miles further than that Canigou photograph. And the only way you're going to see that far is through a full spectrum infrared camera. Let's watch the footage. I'll leave a link to the unedited version in the description. There is some confusion on exactly what platform that is. Unlike many other countries, Israel seems to keep those things a little bit more hidden. And so you have some maps showing platforms much more north, while some showing the platforms much further south. The GPS coordinates are off as well. Shimshon didn't even know that the platform was going to be there when he planned this event. Although interesting, the platform and location doesn't affect the observation because we're relying on where the setting sun is and the angle to it.
The platform was interesting in some of the discussions we had because obviously the guys that are doing navigation say that yes, they do know where the platforms are because otherwise they'd run into them. So there's a database.
Well, yeah, I guarantee you navigation charts show you where those platforms are.
Yeah.
As you can see from this rough diagram, SunCalc placed the sun in direct line with Crete, but it gets better.
Well, I run that line that it's not going over the top of that mountain. It's best just clipping the edge, but anyway.
So, how can we confidently say that Shimshon actually filmed Crete 616 miles away, and those aren't some distant clouds? First, keep in mind that the whole event was carefully planned and executed, including a specific date and vantage point. This wasn't an accidental viewing. He used a high-zoom, full-spectrum camera to capture what very few people would be able to do, to capture the silhouette of Crete in front of the setting sun. Second, the silhouette in front of the sun certainly looks like pointing mountains in the distance, much like Canigou, which further supports Shimshon's claim.
I like that. That's his evidence. Well, sort of looks like mountains. Therefore, it must be Crete.
Oh dear.
Or the tops of clouds, or
Yeah. I can see a tuft of trees.
Can we?
Tuft of trees. Yeah,
Oh, I love that one you put up the other day.
Yeah, I know.
But can we just ignore the elephant in the room?
Yeah.
The sun.
The sun, yeah.
It's setting. It's setting beyond the horizon, and they're still arguing that the Earth is flat. I mean, come on. Let's ignore the sun and what it's doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Claim. What are the odds that at the exact time of his planned observation, clouds just happen to form at the same angle with the setting sun that appear to look exactly like mountains?
Yeah, because you can plan exactly when the clouds are coming. He didn't even look at the when the clouds were meant to be. But anyway.
Possible, but not probable. But more importantly, the silhouette of the mountains in the actual video closely matches the same results from Google Earth. Here we have our pathway from the camera's location to the highest point of Crete. According to Google Earth on May 14th, 2023, this is what the sunset should have looked like.
Oh, look, the sun's setting again.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. Just remember what that silhouette looks like. And we're meant to be looking at this part of it just here.
Yeah, but we're meant to be looking down that red line, aren't we?
Yeah. So I don't know why he's not looking down the line when he's showing this Google Earth image, but anyway.
Well, we know
because the sun's not behind it. That's why.
Yeah, that's right. I wouldn't show him what he wants to see.
Keep in mind that Google Earth adds a phony curvature drop, which distorts the view of the mountains. Regardless, compare Google Earth sunset with the actual video. I have them here on top of each other. The silhouette of the mountains in Shimshon's
You have
video
them underneath each other.
And as we said, isn't this where the camera angle's meant to be? Not here. This is a whole different direction. Anyway.
Very similar to what Crete should have looked like from that angle. And the sunset angles match as well. Those two facts strongly support the claim that Shimshon did indeed film Crete. Let's get to the coup de grace of the globe.
This was the one. The last bit he cut away very quickly on. which
Yeah.
is the
Those two facts strongly support the claim that Shimshon did indeed film
now
Crete.
watch the clouds. In
Let's
front
get
of
to the coup
sun.
de grace of the globe.
Oh,
At an
he
observation
cut
height of
away.
133 feet and a distance
They just started sliding across in front of the sun, and he cuts away.
of 616 miles, we get a target hidden height of 240,197 feet,
Yeah.
or 45.5 miles. Here are the calculations in metric. For some perspective, a height of 45.5 miles would be enough to hide 88 of the Burj Khalifas stacked on top of each other. The highest point on Crete is Mount Ida at 8,058 feet, or 1.5 miles. That means the tallest point on Crete should have been 39 miles below the geometric globe horizon.
Probably was.
The top of those points should be 39 miles below the curvature from the vantage point of Israel. Of course, the hired globe propagandists aren't going to give up their livelihood and surrender to the flat earth truth, but come on. Shimshon's video evidence here destroys the globe for the honest and reasonable person. There is simply no way that Crete should have been visible 616 miles away at a mere observation height of 133 feet.
Now, that statement we could agree with.
I don't care what imaginary pixie dust you throw at it in your ridiculous attempts to maintain your globe indoctrination. The globe illusion is dead here. Thank you for watching.
Okay. So, you want to see the original video? We'll play it quick because it doesn't have any sound, so we can just get to the crux of it. I don't know how many people have gone over this already, but tough. Come on. I hit it with a boat. Click on it. Let's put it in.
Oh, look at
I'm going to mute it because it's a lot of. So he did a whole video, and half of his video there's no sun, so he didn't really know what he was filming. But in this one, you can see the clouds. I think it's about a little bit further ahead.
Yeah, they move.
You can see the clouds moving across the sun. And the shapes now no longer match what he showed in his what Crete was meant to look like. Now, what I found interesting as it gets worse and as farmers pulled out, for someone who was supposedly spending his time trying to capture Crete, why does he do the rest of the video when the sun's already gone? What's he filming? Anyway, he did do, for anyone who wants to follow it, a second video. You can go to his channel, and he goes over what he used, what his cameras were. Did I copy the same address? No.
Commit suicide if you
I
will.
just didn't copy it.
Singularities in common continuous space-time beyond singularities. How that plays out.
Control. There. Alan would have liked this. And so you do get to see that what camera he used, his length. We spent a bit of time on gyms and just confirming the location. So
Yeah.
we do believe he took
Yeah.
it where they said they took it. So got no reason to believe otherwise.
No, that's where they took it from. I'm sure of that.
Yeah. So they weren't lying about that. And the specs he used, like the camera he used, does match what he said, but as we said, it wasn't an infrared camera.
Oddly enough, I've spent quite a bit of time within 3 miles of where he is right there.
Yeah, that's what you said. You actually worked on the power station.
Yeah.
South.
Yeah, we built the southern power station about 3 miles south of Ashkelon. Got
So-
600 megawatt boilers, and I've been on the roof of those boiler houses many times. And looked out there at the Mediterranean, and I guarantee you don't see Crete.
No, I'm pretty confident you didn't see Crete.
You don't see anything but damn water.
They're let's make that a bit bigger. Now, of course, the other FEs did all their real research, etc. Do you want to listen to this? Is Brian Logic? Do you think he did any confirmation?
Oh, hello there.
Oops. Let's stream. Get back.
Yeah.
Don't forget the lip smack too that goes with it.
You've been listening to him far too much.
Well, how are you doing? Okay, this is hopefully not a very long video. This is based on an observation a guy made from Israel to Crete. So
I think I said before that what I don't like about Brian is I can't speed him up.
I've kind of messed around with some filters. I'm on my older computer, so the clarity is not so brilliant. But Taboo Conspiracy highlighted this man's observation in a video of his with the man's video linked in his description. So I will link Taboo Conspiracy's video with this, and the man's link to his channel is in that video. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show what the globe Earth's response has to be, right? I'm going to show their response to this, right? So he's in Israel and this is Crete. Now I'm not going to go through all the stuff that's in Taboo Conspiracy's video or the guy's video. I'm going to leave that in that video. You can watch that and watch the observation and all the details of the observation. This here is Crete. He's in Israel.
It never occurred to him that the first thing we're going to say is it's not Crete, did it? Didn't seem to like that might have been the first thing everyone's going to say, that's not Crete.
Israel. So that means he's viewing Crete 616 miles away. So I did another one here. So you can see this here is Crete. And this is not the most clear, but you'll see in Taboo Conspiracy's video, he shows the guy's video and he shows how this seems to definitely be Crete. Okay? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the maps. So I've just filtered this. This is not filtered very good because of the resolution of the screen. But the main thing is that's the sun behind Crete, right? There's an oil rig out. It'd be interesting to see how far that is. That's an oil rig out from the shore, and this is Crete with the sun behind it. So as I said, it's all there. He's showing sun cal, but the sun is behind Crete, blah, blah, blah. So
Do you ever know, I'm sure you guys have noticed how he says the same thing 3 times?
Yeah.
Yeah. You just said it. And then he just says it, and he says it again. He's just going to go on, as you imagine, with the whole how far.
I'm going to show the globe response. So let's do the globe response. So 616 miles.
Yeah. The globe response is to say, prove to it it's not Crete. Anyway, typical. So I won't go on with that because
I believe if you go to the chap's original video, yeah. I think Where's Wally and Wolfie have been in touch with him, and I think he has actually conceded that it might well be clouds.
Yeah, he did.
Yes, he did. Yes, that was.
And he said he's going to go back again and try and do it again, but he has basically said, yeah, actually, you might have a point.
I think he's still a flat earther because he tries to then argue something about the. I think it's in this second video that he has that long response. I think he pinned it up here. Is this it? He did pin his response. It may have been the first video. Hang on a second.
It turns out that what's going on is that there are particles that are being exchanged between this magnet and this magnet. And those particles are called photons. These are the same photons that create light.
Yeah, my response. So this was it. Where basically he says, at best it means that was inconclusive. That was his response. Yeah, maybe clouds, but that makes it inconclusive. That makes it very unlikely that it was right. I think, Paul, you did a thing on if that was the width of the sun and the angle got height of the sun, estimating what at 616 miles, what the height of the would have to be.
It works out that if the highest mountain on Crete is 1.5 miles, at 616 miles distance, then that turns out to be an angular size of about 0.13 degrees.
Yeah.
Or about 1/8 of a degree.
themselves would not hold together if it weren't
Yeah.
for electromagnetic forces.
And if you work the other way around, based on the side of the angular size of the sun, it didn't help much, did it? Made them way too tall.
Lou, your TV's drowning us out, man.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Just hit mute. That's okay. Thanks, bud. So yes, he does come up with a whole lot of excuses, but yes, he's gonna say he has done another video. Did you know that, farmers, everyone?
Has he?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Let's say it was inconclusive. There's no sound anyway, but this was his other video. I'm speeding it up. Can't see Crete. Nothing there. The question was it from the same observation? And I don't think he's responded to that. They're getting the clutching at straws with that one. Listen to this. So the reason why I can't see the sun at the end is it can't push through the atmosphere anymore, so it disappears. So yes, that one hasn't gone anywhere. Has anyone watched Wally's one? Wally's response? Because I didn't yet. So I thought since we're on it, let's put that.
Yes.
On. I don't think it was very long, was it? Only 13 minutes. So.
No, I don't. No, I don't think it's too long.
No. So why does he have his first thing really loud?
Everybody, where's Wally here? Once again, Brian's logic has tried to debunk the globe with some silliness. Well, look, the gist is Brian has seen a video by Taboo Conspiracy. Taboo, or Ben, has seen a video by some new guy, Shimshon. And Shimshon did a decent job of documenting where he was, etc. It was taken at Ascon Park in Israel. Now, the guy is saying that he went out to this location specifically to see Crete with the aid of the setting sun.
We are in the Ashkelon State Park. This is the sunset, cloudy day. Now, looking through an infrared camera, you can see the sun clearly. I was hoping to see behind that, which maybe is possible. That's 500 miles away. It looks like there's an oil platform obstructing the view, and maybe a...
Now, this video is only in 480p, and I thought that was a little bit odd, but Shimshon did state that he muffed up the recording setting, and well, who am I to say? I think we've all done that. Now, he does have some good gear, and he's made his Lumix camera full spectrum by removing the IR filter. This helps, but it isn't magic. So Shimshon recorded something that vaguely looked like something that possibly might be something, but who knows? Well, I know who doesn't know. Ben, Taboo Conspiracy.
Hello everyone. I have an awesome video to share with everyone today, and it comes from the YouTube channel Shimshon.
Well, he took this video from Shimshon and all the meta, and he ran with it, and well, he really has done himself a mischief with this one. Let's pick it up at 3 minutes 36 in Ben's video when he starts to describe the observation.
But the distance between Ashkelon National Park in Israel and the highest point in Crete was 616 miles.
Right, so the distance is 616 miles, and the bearing is 296 degrees. Got it, Ben? So far, so good.
Shimshon didn't even know that the platform was going to be there when he planned this event. Although interesting, the platform and location doesn't affect the observation because we're relying on where the setting sun is and the angle to it.
Yes, we are lucky that the setting sun is there. It really makes it so easy to know exactly where Shimshon is and where he's pointing that awesome camera rig of his.
But it gets better. So, how can we confidently say that Shimshon actually filmed Crete 616 miles away and those aren't some distant clouds?
Yeah, I'm sure this is all about to get a lot better, Ben. And mate, that ain't Crete. But go on, show 'em how you know.
First, keep in mind that the whole event was carefully planned and executed including a specific date and vantage point. This wasn't an accidental viewing. He used a high-zoom, full-spectrum camera to capture what very few people would be able to do, to capture the silhouette of Crete in front of the setting sun.
So he planned it, hey? Well, that's great and all, but it ain't no proof.
Second, the silhouette in front of the sun certainly looks like pointing mountains in the distance, much like Kenegu.
So it looks like pointy mountains, therefore it is pointy mountains. That's some weak source proving there, Ben. That's not up to, well, your standards that you demand of us. So how are you getting away with it?
But more importantly, the silhouette of the mountains in the actual video closely matches the same results from Google Earth. Here we have our pathway from the camera's location to the highest point of Crete.
Well, at least he tried to check the shape, well, in a fashion. But just note that Ben has a red line here. That red line is the line of sight from the camera to the high mountain. Oh, and by the way, did you notice how it disappears over the curve of the horizon? But let's not talk about that little inconvenient fact, shall we?
According to Google Earth on May 14th, 2023, this is what the sunset should have looked like on the same pathway.
Oh, hold on there, Ben. Why the hell are you not above the red line? Why are you to the north of it? Are you trying real hard to make the sun set behind the mountains there, Ben? I bet you tried it where you were supposed to do it, over above that red line there, and the sun didn't set where you needed it to. Hey, Ben, so you just moved it to here. Well, that's a little deceptive, isn't it, Ben? Now, what if someone like Brian's Logic decides to make a globe Earth smacking video using your video as a source, and he doesn't check your lack of honesty? That's going to be embarrassing.
This is what the sunset should have looked like on the same pathway.
Yes, what it should have looked like when it was on the same pathway. But you're not on the same pathway, are you, Ben? You're a long way off of it.
Keep in mind that Google Earth adds a phony curvature drop, which distorts the view of the mountains.
Google distorted view of mountains? Well, you know what else gives a distorted view of the sunset behind the mountains? You, Ben. By purposely placing the camera so far north of the line that you just described as the line of sight from Israel, you distorted the view. Didn't you, Ben?
Regardless, compare Google Earth sunset with the actual video. I have them here on top of each other.
No, you don't, Ben. You're faking one of them to match the other. Not good, Ben. Not good at all.
The silhouette of the mountains in Shimshon's video appears very similar to what Crete should have looked like from that angle.
That angle, Ben? But you're not looking from that angle, Ben. You moved. You had to move to make it line up, didn't you?
And the sunset angles match as well.
The sunset angles match as well? Really, Ben? Well, I have a feeling that many of my subs have already spotted the oopsies you made, Ben. You see, 296 is not 292.4. You think you're going to get away with saying 292.4 is the same as 296, Ben? Well, that's over 3 degrees different. And how much is 3 degrees of angular size in the Shimshon video, Ben? Well, we all know the sun is about half a degree wide, at all times too, by the way, but let's just ignore yet another inconvenient fact, shall we? So where is Crete in the Shimshon's video? The sun angle is at 292.4, and Crete, according to Ben's own Google map, is 296. So 3 degrees is 6 suns to the right. Like this. Oh my, that's a lot of stretching the truth there, Benny boy.
Those two facts strongly support the claim that Shimshon did indeed film Crete.
And those two facts being shown to be not facts at all mean that, like the Black Knight, you don't have any leg to stand on, Ben.
Let's get to the coup de grace of the globe.
Well, as Ben has been less than honest and just made angles fit where he wanted them to and totally ignored the actual facts, his coup de grace is more of a coup de nah. The curve Earth is still hiding stuff, Ben.
That means the tallest point on Crete should have been 39 miles below the geometric globe horizon.
Yup, and it still is, Ben, no matter how much pixie dust you want to sprinkle on it. So when the sun was setting at Ascalon at 7:29 p.m, Ben, the sun angle at the Crete was, according to SunCalc, 8.45 degrees above the horizon. Also, the camera in Israel was at 40 meters ASL, so there would be a dip angle down to the horizon of 0.19 of a degree. Now this means, Ben, that the sun coming down at 8.45 degrees to the top of Mount Ida would hit the ocean less than 20 kilometers away. That's just geometry. But Ben, you want the sun coming down at 8.45 degrees to pass the peak and then to turn to pass above the horizon at the dip angle from Mount Ida Peak, which is 1.45 degrees. But tell you what, we won't talk about another one of those pesky inconvenient facts that you don't want to talk about right now, Ben. And once that light has stopped going down and not hitting any of that flat water for 616 miles, then you require the light to be going back up to the camera at 40 meters ASL. I am so happy that you have this vertical light path paradox, and that you are more than happy to sprinkle your magic pixie fairy dust all over it, Ben. And you are also more than happy to mislead poor souls like Brian. He trusted you, Ben, to do due diligence, and you let him down real bad. Now he looks like a fool too. Well, total boo-boos constantly is done like a Sunday dinner. So just one other loose end to tidy up. Someone called Brian's Logic.
Well, how are you doing? Okay. This is hopefully not a very long video. This is based on an observation I made from Israel to Crete. So I've kind of messed around with some of the filters. I'm on my older computer, so the clarity is not so brilliant.
Finally, we get back to Brian. Well, Brian just assumed that Ben was right, and I guess he never imagined his good mate would be capable of such fabrication and lying to maintain his globe-busting delusions. Brian didn't check. Brian never does check. Now, I wonder if Brian, had he seen that 3-degree discrepancy, what would he have done? Would he have calculated what the angular size of 3 degrees at 616 miles would be? It seems to be about a whole island off, Brian.
So that means he's viewing Crete 616 miles away. So I did another one here. So you can see this here is Crete. And this is not the most clear.
There is very little to be gained or learned by watching the rest of Brian's video. He does the usual thing he's been doing for the last few months, trying to make some absurd sounding large scary figures to scare the children. Now, if Brian had spent that time cross-checking Ben's video, he might have seen Ben's deception, and he might be avoiding this whole mess he's gotten himself into again, and all the comments that he's about to cop.
Which gives us this. So this gives us a radius of 7,532,058, right?
Scary big numbers, Brian, but based on nothing at all, so too bad, so sad.
Their only response to this, their only response can be an over 6-hour response.
Oh, Brian, you underestimated us yet again. My response is, that ain't Crete. Sean Hawkins, well, he'd put that in some more descriptive terms, shall we say. Professor Phil Bell, he took the time to point out that you're wrong, and of course, Wolfie did too.
There is no other response for them. This is it, right? So they need to claim that there is an 11,415 over 6-hour changing of the curvature of their globe.
No, we don't, because that dodgy maths is all based on a false claim. So your claim is also false too now, Brian.
So this is their globe, right?
Nah, Brian, that's a circle. Now, I can't be bothered with any more of Brian. What say you, Wolfie?
Dear oh dear, Wally. Once again we see flat earthers getting excited by what they believe is an observation that cannot work on the globe.
But as always, it is simply a case of them failing to do the analysis correctly. And all the supporters never do their own research and get led down the garden path. When you debunk their videos, the followers all have egg on their faces too. And of course, none of them want to address the elephant in the room. The angular size of the sun did not change.
Well, thanks guys. This is fun when they fail so hard. And for those of you who have been following along with my CNC adventures, I had a 500 watt spindle that stopped, well, you know, spindling.
That's very stuttery.
So I thought I would pull it apart and see what was wrong. Soldered them all and still no different. Seems like the current was only flowing through one pair of these 6 pairs of coils. I can fix that. Yeah, no, it went about as well as Brian's video did.
Not a copper. Then... So there you go. I think covered most of what we covered.
I think so.
I did notice though that Brian put out another video pretty quick. Smart moved on from that. He wasn't going any.
Oh, did he? Oh, I haven't seen the follow-up one.
Oh, it's not about that.
Oh, right.
I think he's gonna pursue that one anymore. Could be wrong, but what was his next one on? Sorry, his next one was on. Oh yes.
Well, here you.
I can summarise this. I don't know if he just pulled this out, but first of all, he tries to say he doesn't know whether gyros work or not.
Okay, sorry. Well, how are you doing? Okay, this video is going to be a video where I address our opposition's claims concerning the ring laser gyro. All our claims are based off of claims made by Bob Nodell in the 2018 Netflix documentary. So the claim is that there's a 15 degree per hour drift picked up by the ring laser gyro while the gyro was on the surface of the earth, right? And this is what Bob supposedly said happened and whatever, right? At the time. Now, I have seen no evidence for any 15 degree per hour drift picked up by anything. So I'm not claiming either way. I don't care whether it does or doesn't. I'm just going to use our opposition's claims here as a logic and use the logical inference to bring it to its logical conclusion.
Am I right? Is that dog's on his channel, isn't it? Nobody else has got a dog barking in the background. So if I showed you that image, what do you think his claim's going to be?
Oh God, no! Please not. If the Earth was turning, it would be turning underneath the hot air balloon.
Yeah. So therefore,
Which,
you
of
would
course,
get
is bollocks.
Yes. So using a ring razor gyro would be the same in the air balloon as if it was obviously it had to stay stationary, but he didn't say that over the thing, and that's his claim. So that's his proof, except that, as someone pointed out in his video, congratulations, he got one thing right. Ring laser hovering in a balloon measure at the same height would be the same on the ground underneath. I don't know where he pulled it out thinking somehow it'd be different, but it is going to be the same. He didn't have any evidence. All he did was talk about this for a bit. Then he talked about this whole concept of, yes, they say that, and he repeats it for nearly 2 minutes. And then he says, that's it, because that would prove it otherwise. But he didn't present any evidence that shows that it's not 15 measured at 15 amount in the balloon. But I think he just needed to get something out in a hurry. That's the feeling I get, because it came out very shortly after his other one. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, poor old Bob. They were trying all sorts of things to try and disprove that he had just demonstrated the 15 degrees per hour rotation of the Earth.
Yes.
I mean, they were coming up with all sorts of bullshit things. And I think he did actually, I think there was another video where he went on to show that actually demonstrated the orbit of the Earth around the sun as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's pretty clear because he tried to get another one made. Didn't the guy who made the second one end up suing him because they didn't pay them because the second one also showed 15 degrees per hour, no matter what he did?
Well, there was a guy who actually he made a mechanical gyroscope, didn't he?
Yeah. because they thought that the other one was faulty because it was I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, and then I think the videos got took down because I think that was in association with FE Core, who of course have disappeared up their own exhaust pipes.
And wasn't there another video where someone filmed him? I don't know who, where he was saying he had the evidence, but don't tell anybody because we're not going to publish it. I remember seeing something.
Oh yeah, that was in the documentary.
I was in the Level movie. I've never watched it.
Yeah, there was another point after that where apparently he'd got evidence that it was showing a different rate of rotation because they were higher up or something, and he'd got the evidence, but nobody ever saw it. So it's like, you know, I've got the documents, but he didn't show it to anybody.
Yeah.
How very convenient. Yes, I've got the proof. Let's see it then. No. Wow. No, you're lying then.
Yes. Yes, if it doesn't match what I want to say, then better. Well, I do have a quiz put together. I think it's probably time I did that.
Ooh.
So
Quiztastic.
Quiztastic. So starting off, for those that are ready, you might want to speed up if you're out there in Peanut Land. Make sure you're up to speed. So I got a puzzle for the first one, just for my little interlude. Little geometry question. Here you go. Find the distance from A to B.
Hang on, let me just get my tape measure out. I'll put it to the screen.
Okay, do that.
You must be joking. I'm not doing that.
There's no trick to this. It's just a simple geometry one.
Simple.
Well, it was for me, but it's not simple for some people, apparently. Is anyone going to give it a go? I'll give you 20 seconds, see if you can come up with an answer. That's fair enough, I think. You have to pull out a calculator. I don't think... Well, if you can do it in your head, you're doing well. I can't do that. Why not, TT guy? Can't do it in your head. Can you do the puzzle if you had the time, do you think? It's 9 point... it's not my answer I got. Okay. I might have to leave one, you might come back to that one. I got 7.348. So, obviously you're using the radio to come up with a different triangle. Then set that triangle and come up with that. And there's a couple of ways to do that. Okay. Let's go on some trivia. I don't know. You can work it out.
We like trivia.
Trivia. Where can you commonly find tzatziki sauce as a topping? Tzatziki sauce.
Tzatziki, that rings a bell.
Greece.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it does sound a bit Greek, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's Greek, a little bit more.
Tzatziki.
A little bit more original. Can you get it down from Greece? No. Gyros. But that's okay, I'll accept Greece, close enough. What temperature is ultra high temperature UHT pasteurization for milk, and for how long?
No idea.
Yes, but see, I thought you'd all get that 7.3 for it. Go on, easy. Any idea? Make a guess.
Nope.
Is it more or less than 100 degrees? Oh, Carl's... I think Carl's about right, actually. Except I'm not sure about the 3 minutes. It's right about right for the temperature.
Oh, really? 150?
But I only got for 1 or 2 seconds. Oh, I must check that one. You only have to get out there, and as soon as you get to the high temperature, they seal it straight away in a bag. That's how it works. Okay, should get this one. Under Muslim dietary restrictions, what is the name for food that is acceptable under their lifestyle? Carl didn't read his Google food failed him.
If you're going to Google the answer, read the answer properly. Yeah, come on.
Yes, that's correct. It is halal. You would get halal over there. Halal. Okay.
Don't know. I'm not Muslim, am I? So I don't give a shit.
Oh, we hear about it all the time. I suppose I don't eat halal, but you hear about halal food. It's advertised quite often. When was tea first introduced into Europe from Asia?
Oh, blimey.
600 AD. We've got, says Carl. Any?
That was Asterix, wasn't it?
Yeah, Asterix put it in, isn't it? Yes, because they were drinking hot water.
Oh no, he introduced it to England. That's right.
Yeah, just England, because they were just drinking hot water before that.
That's it, just hot water, and sometimes with a little bit of milk in.
Yeah. There's a new Asterix on Netflix at the moment.
I don't know. I don't know when it came over here.
Yeah, no. There's a new Asterix on Netflix at the moment where they go to China.
I saw that and I thought, oh, it's live action. Do I want to watch that? You know.
Yeah. I've seen a few of the other ones that used to have Gerard Depardieu.
I got around last night to watching John Wick 4. Blimey.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet, so don't spoil it. But yeah, I'm waiting for it to come out.
It's long as well. It's a long film.
Yeah. There's another film that's going to be long. Sorry, the answer to those that are wondering is the 17th century was when tea came to England.
Right, 1600s. Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be a long film. You're not a Marvel person, no way, so you probably don't care.
I watch them, but an awful lot of them now are just shit.
Now, this is the good one, or supposedly Into the Spider-Verse. You know the animated run with Miles Morales as Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
The new one's coming out, and it's going to be 2 hours and 40 odd minutes long.
Hey, look, I went to the cinema to watch JFK, so you know.
Yeah, but 2 hours 40 minutes makes it the longest animated feature ever made.
Oh, animated, yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah, that's the point.
What is the name for chocolate consumed by Aztecs? No one will get this. Surely not.
Ooh, I have no idea.
No idea. I don't think I'll hold people up because I don't think anyone will know it. It is a chocolate with an X. Just off the edge of my page. That's a bit annoying.
Zacoatl.
Yeah. Just not quite.
Yeah, because they had lots of names of things with coatl in.
Yeah, something like that, Carl. I'd accept that answer. I think that's close enough. Yeah, that's it, Carl. Correct. Okay. Here's another puzzle, and I'm sure Paul and Blue can get in on this one. Peter's father has 5 sons. The names of the 4 sons are Fifi, Fafa, and Fufu, respectively. What is the name of the 5th son?
Jim.
Carl got it.
Definitely Jim.
What did you say? Jim?
Jim. Yeah.
Jim. No.
He came to his senses and called, you can't call your son Fifi. Come on.
It's a little bit more obvious than that, farmers.
Okay.
They're already, Carl and Noodle have already got it. I'm sure Paul's trying to say what it is.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's so obvious. That, I knew it as soon as you said Peter's father.
Do you get it now, farmers?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just looking up the root of the word chocolate.
Okay. Good to see that you're paying attention. Yes. Peter.
Yeah, sorry.
Peter is the name of the fifth son.
Yes, because Peter's father named the other 4 stupid names.
Yeah. That's right. So he's the fifth
And
son.
yes, our word for chocolate did come from the Aztec word for chocolate.
Yes, it sounds like it, yes. Correct.
Yeah.
Peter. Okay. What do you call a popular mixed rice, meat, and vegetable dish in Korea?
A Korean curry?
Yeah, it does have a name. I'll see if the peanuts get it.
Don't know. I'm not well up with the Korean cuisine.
If you're not jumping at
Don't
me,
really
I
do
didn't
that
expect
over
you
here.
would have got it. It is called bibimbap. I can never say it correctly. Duplicate question. Yes, I have. It's a duplicate question, and I've done it before. Yes, but you still didn't get it right. How many varieties of Heinz tomato ketchup? Notice I'm saying tomato ketchup, not Heinz soup. Are there? Kimchi. Kimchi is a different dish. I had a very similar question. Yes, Carl, that is correct.
Yeah.
And Carl's got it correct. 57 varieties. And that's what they part one of their advertising for. What is the fancy sauce, for those who watch the movie Step Brothers, made of?
Not seen it.
Well, it was popularised by them. Now, 57, Judy, not 47.
So maybe. Still haven't seen the film.
No one's getting that one either.
Yeah, just look at the film and go, no, I won't like that.
Yeah, no. Ketchup and mayonnaise is the fancy sauce. Obviously, not that fancy.
Ooh.
Okay, prior to being called Big Macs, what were they called? Cheese. No, they weren't called cheese.
Burgers.
Oh, cheese sauce. I think, yeah. A little bit behind. It's funny when you see your things pop up a few minutes behind and they come into the next question.
Yes, you've got to allow for the delay.
Yeah. Fat Mac. No, they weren't called Fat Mac. This is probably one you're either going to know or you're not. And it sounds like nobody knows. It is called the Blue Ribbon Burger. Believe it or not. Big Mac does seem to roll off the tongue a little bit easier, I've got to admit. And which berries give gin its strong flavour? We have had this question before.
Juniper.
Juniper berries. That is
a miracle!
Juniper.
They're my juniper berries.
All I've got to bloody eat.
Yes.
Oh, dear.
Sacred juniper berries.
How shall we fuck off?
How shall we fuck off, oh Lord?
Yes, there's a lot of really good lines in it.
Star, I have a bald patch.
Okay. Okay, the X represents a number as a word. Figure out the missing letters and uncover the word. Let's start with the first one, the W and a Y. So, what's the X?
Represents a number as a word.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure I follow.
How about we do the first one? Then you'll get it. That one is weighty.
Ah, right. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
So
the next one
is the NE and the RK. AKR. Yeah. What did I say? RK. I got it right first.
Well,
time.
that's going to be 2 to make it network.
Network, yes. What about this one?
That is going to be 10.
This one?
9.
9.
The K9.
K9.
Oh, yeah.
And this one?
1.
Honey. Yes, that's correct. There you go.
Right, I get you now.
Okay, once you do the first one, actually, the rest are really easy because you realise. Yeah, straightforward. Okay. None of you will get this. I'll give you 10 points if you can get this one. What is Riku from Death Note's favourite fruit? Somehow I suspect I'm the only person on the chat and out in around Peanuts that would even have a clue about this, but I could be wrong.
What's Death Note?
Exactly. That's what I'm getting. That's the vibes I'm getting. Somehow I don't think this crowd's into anime. It's an extremely famous anime. No, not Dragon Fruit. Yeah. You know, the premise of Death Note, and it was a couple of series, was this book. If you write a person's name in the book, they will die in the manner that you describe in the book. That's the premise of Death Note.
Oh, right.
And this devil character, for want of a better word, appears and gives the book to somebody, and they go around killing all the bad guys. Anyway, it's actually quite entertaining, but if you're not into anime, you don't know. His favourite fruit is apples, not dragon fruit. Which vegetable is a variant of bananas and used as a staple in most tropical regions? Surely we'll get people give the Peanuts a chance for this one.
Oh.
That's an easy one. Why, Carl Edwards? Cause. Death Note. People who don't know Death Note, I don't know. Your kids will grow up and saying, Grandpa, why did you know about Death Note? Anyway. Anyone? Plantain. Yes, that is correct. Plantain is the correct answer. Okay. Did you know that, farmers? Plantain?
I just couldn't think of the word.
Okay. What city is affectionately nicknamed Urduki, which also means Old Smoky? That's Death Note. That's what Death Note looks like.
Oh, right. I think that's the one up in Weejilly Jocko land with the castle.
Yeah. And what's the name of that city?
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
I think it's Edinburgh.
You're sort of close to Glasgow, but yes, Edinburgh would be correct.
Well, Glasgow's on the other side of the country.
Yes.
Although that's
close.
Sort of the narrow bit of the country, I guess.
Well, Glasgow would be a closer answer than, say, Sydney. Well,
yes. Okay. Edinburgh is over on the east side, and if I remember right, Edinburgh's on the east and Glasgow's on the west-ish.
Yeah,
it's been a long time since I've been up there. We had half a day in Edinburgh before we went on to do Ben Nevis.
Yes. So,
yeah,
just up the road from you. Oh, good, Dad. There you go. Okay. Where is New Scotland? Johannesburg? No, not Johannesburg. Sorry, I'm not sure that's the other one.
Right on top of old Scotland, for God's sakes.
Yes. No, that's on the right track there.
There isn't a New Scotland in Scotland. It's not very new at all.
What's the city called, Nerd Alert? Come tell me what the city is. It is in Canada. Canada. You'll kick yourself when you hear it, because you'll know. Canada. Still got Canada. Nova Scotia. New Scotland.
Oh, right. Yeah. Of course.
Of course. Nova Scotia. Okay. Oh, it's a tricky one, but I left it in here because I thought if Paul and not Paul, Alan and yourself, farmers, were on, you might get this. What territory was placed under Romanian administration by the Germans in World War II?
Wasn't Ukraine, was it?
No, it wasn't. Slovakia. No. No. Oh, yes. Or close enough. Yes. It says no alert. It is. Transitaria.
Oh, right.
But I'll accept Transylvania because it sounds close enough. It's in the same area. Okay. Let's see what puzzle we got. Oh, okay. There are 8 names. There are 8 names of the world's capital cities. Each phrase contains the names of 2 cities. So, on the first top green one, what 2 cities are in there?
Beijing and London.
We've got a Beijing and London is correct.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what about the second one?
Tokyo and Rome.
Yeah.
Very good. That's correct. Purple one? Usually once you get one, you can work out the second one because you just use the... Yeah, that's right. Tokyo, Carl.
Yeah, once you got one, you know what letters you're left with, but it's getting the first one.
And to me it seems obvious, but I know the answer. So. Carl says Moscow. Does that help anybody?
Yeah.
So what's the other one?
I don't know,
What's the
I just
other one,
can't see
Carl?
it.
What's the other one? So it's just got a B in it, an L, an E, an R, Berlin. Yes, no, I got it.
Berlin, yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay, last one.
Smelly place.
I don't know, never been there.
Well, it was when I went there. It stank of sewage. Well, it looks like we've got a Paris in there.
Yeah.
Madrid.
Yes, it's the other one. Madrid.
Oh, yeah.
Paris. There you go. Okay. Oh, what are we up to? 8. How many countries border? First one to Google it can be correct first.
Kyrgyzstan.
Kyrgyzstan. Kyrgyzstan.
I'm just going to take a punt and say 3.
Paris, Madrid, yes. Carl says 4, but Carl always says
I'm
4.
remembering vaguely where it is, right?
Russia. We have a 4. Correct answer is 4. First time we've posted 4, it's been correct. What is the area, and I'll give anything close, of the Vatican City?
don't know, but as countries go, or as oh, it's not a country, it's
Well, it is actually.
oh, what's it classed as? Same as Monaco.
You're thinking it's a
No,
city
the word's
state.
gone.
I think it's considered a country, but could be wrong. A little bit less than 75 square miles. It is 0.44 square kilometers. Placing it the smallest one. Okay, so what country sank the Rainbow Warrior in Auckland Harbour in 1985?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
So we went, hey, well done, lads.
No, it wasn't Australia.
No, how stop them protesting? Let's go sink their ship. Yeah, that's subtle.
You'll sink the flagship. Unfortunately, they killed somebody doing it, but yeah.
Well, that is the problem when you sort of basically use explosives to sink a ship.
Yes, that is right.
Oh,
Twas the French.
Yeah,
and they denied it for many years, and it's actually one of the presidents who he wasn't president at the time was the guy who ordered it to happen.
Doesn't surprise me.
And the two guys that did it, the main two guys, were actually awarded medals of honour, not necessarily directly for this because they did deny it for a while, but yes. They all regret it now, apparently.
Yeah. They're a bit upset at the moment because we don't want them to build our submarines.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're feeling a little bit left out, aren't they? Bless them.
Yes. Okay, which country was split into two zones by the Yalta Agreement? Dang is not the correct answer. Germany, says Carl. That is correct. It is Germany.
Yeah, wait a minute.
East and west, didn't you?
Thought they split it into, well, that was Berlin. They split into 4 zones.
Within Berlin. Yeah. Okay. And who Blue can get this one. Who commanded the Confederate armies during the American Civil War? It wasn't Korea. Somehow I think that answer is a little bit late.
Yeah, they got split by different resolution, didn't it?
Different resolution, yes. So, Blue, can you answer that last one? The blonde guy. Nope.
Well, I'd bet his initials were US.
Yes, they were. I'm just waiting for anyone out in the chat should get that one. Come on.
The blonde guy.
The blonde guy.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Come on, surely someone can give me a proper answer. Lee, there we go. Robert E. Lee. What commanded the Confederate armies? Okay. Oh, I do have another one. Oh, here's a real thinking one. Okay. What is represented by that? Rebus. I'll give you a clue. It's Rebus. Or Rubus. Rebus. Technically, it's Rebus. This is a thinking one.
Really bad game of Tetris.
Yeah, failed Tetris game. But no. But think about Tetris a little bit more clearer and it might give you the answer. Bar diagram. It is a bar diagram, arguably. What does the bar diagram represent? That's a clue, believe it or not.
Backgammon at the speed of light.
Yeah. No. Let me give it a.
Play.
If that was 1, and that's 1.
Pi.
Yes. 3, 1, 4.
0.141592653
Yeah. There you go.
By the way, I disagree with your answer of 7.348.
Do you? Oh, good. You're probably
Yeah.
right.
It's actually 3 root 24 on 2.
Right. I'll draw it up properly here later and I'll double check it. I didn't draw it up. Okay. Oh, I got you another trivia question. Must be the last one. Okay. In 1962, what was the reason did Britain and France sign an agreement to build? Or what did they build? Let's just say, what did they build? Anyway.
Oh yeah, I think I know.
I know Farmers knows this. I'm sure Paul knows this. I'm sure Blue knows this.
Let's see what the Peanuts come up with.
See the Peanuts come up with one. Nuclear reactor. No. It did not.
A cordial relationship? No.
No, can't have
Definitely
that.
not. No, must be fucking joking.
Nope, wasn't that. Nope.
No, it wasn't that.
There we go. John's got it. Yes, it is the Concorde. Okay. During which king's reign did the Great Fire of London occur?
Oh, God.
The unlucky one.
I have no idea who was king then,
You don't
because
no.
that's what used to bore me to tears about history lessons at school, is remembering which kings reigned at what time. It's like, I don't care, I'm not interested.
Yeah, but it's often. King Bill. No.
King Bill. Which one was that?
What if I gave
We've
you...
had a few King Williams, but I'm fairly certain it wasn't a William then. But I couldn't.
Yeah. Williams, but King Bill.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Charles II. Yeah, Charles I. I'll give you Charles.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I was about to say his namesake currently rules. Currently do have a King Charles. Where in England was William Shakespeare born? Sorry? William III.
Yeah, it's King Charles. Yeah, that's right. We haven't had a Charles since then, have we? That's why
No.
Charlie Boy's Charles III.
Yeah, that's correct. So where in England was William Shakespeare born?
Oh, yes. Yeah, nice part of the country.
Southend. Bugger it.
No.
Bugger it. Isn't that Bugger it a place in Terry Pratchett on the Discworld?
Bugger it, Millennium Hand and Shrimp. That's foul old Ron.
Yeah.
Bugger it.
Bugger it. There we go. Stratford von Avon.
Yep.
Avon?
Stratford upon Avon.
That's right. Avon. You know, where you get the Avon moisturisers and shampoos and pyramid scheme.
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Different Avon. Who was the first wife of Henry VIII? We know what happened to her, but who was the first wife of Henry VIII?
The woman lost her head, I think.
Well, a few of them lost their heads. One was hung. Was one hung? One survived, believe it or not. The last one survived. What a Catherine. Which one? Which Catherine?
There was two Catherine. No, hang on. There's more than.
There we go. Yeah.
There's
Catherine of
Catherines.
Aragon. Yes, there's a lot of Catherines around that time. So, okay, here's a good one to end with. What year did UK's lease on Hong Kong expire?
Oh God, was that 99?
Right around there.
No.
Yeah.
No. 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 Nope. You can agree, but you're wrong.
Okay.
Sorry, I just
All right.
Charles got everyone saying 1999. Either that or Google's wrong, and Google's never wrong, as you know.
Oh no, I'm not. Google's never wrong.
I keep telling you this. Yeah,
Oh dear.
Don't believe me.
What are you, a flat earther?
Google's never wrong. Okay, no, it's earlier than that. It is 1997.
Oh,
wait a minute. When I first did it, I thought, not around just before. No, it was a couple of years before the millennium.
all right.
1997. There you go. And that's the end of the quiz. No more.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. I think we might be bringing us to the end. I got an Everett we haven't watched. Put Everett on.
Oh.
Make him big.
Earth is flat. All right, let's look at what the Bible has to say. Remember, compare everything to the Word of God.
Excuse me, are y'all with the cult?
We're not a cult. We're an organization that promotes love. And...
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, that's a cult.
The Earth has pillars. Weird. This is starting to add up to something.
Oh, excuse me.
0.0.
NASA, I've never heard them say the Earth has pillars. Never have I heard that.
Whoa.
What?
They've never said there's even waters above the firmament either. They haven't said anything about this firmament either. They say we can go past it, apparently. They're full of that, okay? Not even what the Bible says, though.
You people are all the same. You look at us and think we're freaks. Come on, even Jesus had long hair.
Only because I wasn't his dad.
What does NASA say the Earth and the Sun? Let's talk about that.
My will to live is flatlining, okay?
The Earth apparently rotates around the Sun according to NASA. And they all got all this scientific explanation with all this blah, 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 blah.
What did you say?
Blah, 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 blah.
Oh. Brilliant.
This whole concept of the Earth rotating around the Sun is false. The Sun rotates around the Earth. How does it do this? Well, because the Earth is flat. I mean, I'm just going to say that again, because, it is.
I'm sorry, but were you dropped on your head as an infant? Or were you just born stupid?
And on a flat Earth, the Sun rotates around the Earth and not the other way around, like what NASA says. Yeah.
I'm telling you, you gotta help me. Don't leave me here. I'm in hillbilly hell. My IQ's dropping by the second.
How can everyone see Christ when he returns if we're on a globe? The only way that's possible is if the Earth is flat.
I look around this room and I see nothing but untapped potential. You have potential. You have... Oh, boy.
See that guy right there? That's Galileo.
Not even gonna ask.
Galileo, whatever. It's a really weird name he's got.
I say. Oh. Sorry.
A lot of people try to use him for the example of, well, the Earth is a globe. I mean, this guy's a great example. He was able to prove that the Earth is a globe. Blah, 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 blah.
What did you say?
Blah, 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 blah.
I actually think he might be like some genius.
Well, you gotta be kidding me. Because this guy right here, no, not to be trusted. This man was a Freemason.
Holy shit!
Even had a lodge for him. They made a lodge in 2006 in Poland.
Holy shit!
Dedicated to this man right here.
Holy shit!
But yeah, this man right here was a big part of the Copernicus theory about the Earth.
Copernicus. Is that what he said?
Copernicus theory.
Oh, God, I'm sorry. Am I still here?
Maybe?
Big moron. This guy's a dummy, okay? Don't even listen to Galileo.
Good
I
luck.
have emotions. Like when I eat French fries, I have the emotion of like, these French fries taste really good, you know?
Just letting you guys know that this guy's scum. But yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
Space, planets, no. Stars are in the firmament, the Earth is stationary, and it does not move.
You should do what a wise man once said. And yip, 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 get a job.
There you go. Yeah. Poll's still going.
Oh dear.
Look at my chat trying to catch
Galileo. That cracks me up.
That one was, yes, that was a bit sad. Ooh, my chat's still trapped. There we go. So I think we might come to an end. I was going to ask how the rocket launch went, but Matt's not here, and nobody else would have watched it. No.
No, I didn't bother.
I think they made it. I think Farmers, did I hear they made it? Well, Farmers has run away. Said enough. He's probably got a phone call. Oh, thanks, guys. Thanks, Peanuts. The rocket. What rocket launch? Wasn't there a rocket launch? Could be wrong. That's how much attention I was paying to it.
Probably.
It was well. There definitely was a rocket launch. If it may not be the one I was thinking of, but there was. I can guarantee in the last week, a rocket has launched. Most likely.
So you're still sticking with 7.348 for your answer?
No, I haven't tried. I might have to put out a video of what the correct answer is. I'll have a better look at it. We had a 9.1. Someone said 9.1 something or other.
Oh, 7.348 is close. But of course, 7.348 is a rational number.
It is, yes.
Isn't it? And the answer is not a rational number.
No. If I was talking to the Bevites, I'd be in trouble because I approximated.
You would be, wouldn't you? Yeah.
Because I approximated the answer.
Yeah, exactly. The correct answer is 3 root 6.
There you go. If we never had to do that, I've got to admit. I'm trying to think. Did we ever have to write things like that on our? I'm just going over geometry.
Oh yeah, because you can plug that into a calculator, can't you, and just get an answer, but it's never going to be the correct answer unless your calculator does proper,
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to think.
Proper mathematics. Yeah.
I think when I did geometry in upper level, we were required to give I was going to say non-rational answers.
Answers in CERD notation.
Yes. But it wasn't always, because it depended on the question, of course.
Yeah.
Because some of the geometry we're doing, which is well beyond what I'm doing now, it was we do some of that. But just can't think of otherwise. Oh well.
I'm getting my piano tuned at 9:00 tomorrow morning.
Are you?
Yoo-hoo. Yeah.
We were very excited today because we got the I have in-floor heating, and when I turned it on, when it started to get cold, the main living area didn't warm up, and so you just had this really cold, and it's all tile, so this really, really cold floor for a few weeks now, and of course it's getting colder and colder, and of course the slab is getting colder and colder, and we don't have any other heating, so I finally got an electrician in who come and have a look at it. And I just happened to have an old thermostat, and when he was checking through it, he realised the thermostat was dead. And so we've done a very not so pleasant looking job.
Dodgy repair.
Yeah, the repair's not dodgy. Just it's not very neat because the thermostats didn't have a base plate with it, and so I've had to do this. Obviously, he didn't want to leave anywhere where you could stick your fingers in, and so we've stuck up a bit of blue plastic and some tape and a few things around it. The thermostat itself is secure, but I might have to either find a plate or 3D print some plates. But I think once one thermostat goes, we think the rest will probably start going, so we'll just replace them all. So we'll get him back once I've set up the plates and got new thermostats, and we'll make it look pretty then. But at the moment, it's looking a little bit dodgy.
One of my work colleagues for the duck company from another farm was spraying the farm, and he was towing a little sprayer behind his ute.
Yeah.
And he came over to our farm today to spray our farm. And there was a funny smell emanating from his ute.
Yeah.
Any guesses as to what that might have been?
I'm guessing his diff or something's gone, but yeah.
Not his diff, no. Put it this way, with a sprayer, you can't travel very fast. You've got to go slow. So what do you think he might have been doing to go slow?
Well, has he put something on the tyres as an extra brake?
No.
I don't think what would smell.
So what would you do to go slow, even if first gear wasn't slow enough?
You're going to have to handbrake?
Whipping something.
I'm guessing something along the brakes, but yeah, go on.
No, not the brakes. He rode the clutch all day, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I thought he'd done something physical, not the way he was actually driving.
He literally rode the clutch all day and fucked up the clutch.
His synchro's gone.
Oh, dear.
Melted the synchro. Oh, dear.
Yeah.
That's a bit sad.
Yeah.
He could have dodged up some wheels so he could transport the thing, but yes. That's why you have a tractor.
He should have hooked it up to a tractor so he could go slow.
That's why you have
instead
a
of
tractor.
his ute. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Oh, well.
Tractors are so easy to get now. Oh, well, I suppose you do what you got to do.
You do, yeah.
Yes. So, did you let him keep going and do the rest of your yard, or did you wait till he?
No, we've got a tractor. We've got a proper setup. We've got a tractor to pull it at our farm, so we made him hook it up behind the tractor and use that. So, but I reckon he's going to have to send his ute in to get repaired.
Yes. Well, eventually his synchro's going to be headed in it. I think it's his synchro that generally goes.
Yeah, eventually his clutch is not going to grab anymore, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
he's back. I heard a sad story.
Another.
Go on. Another phone call.
Another call about potential work. So.
Oh, that's good.
That is.
Yes. I mean, a bloke I worked with, I did some work for over a year ago. He phoned me up the other day and said, "How are you doing for work?" I said, "Funny you should mention that." And then somebody this morning phoned about a company in Coventry that do prefabricated plant rooms. I said, "Funny you should mention that." And that was another one. So I really don't think. I mean, I'm not out of work yet. Come next Friday, I will be. So I don't think it's going to last very long. We'll see.
I mean,
so were you always employed as like a temporary person on this current job?
Oh yeah, this was contract, but I unfortunately the work streams I've been working on have dried up. It's basically Amazon and Lidl. Amazon have gone, we're laying lots of people off. We don't know what we're doing, and Lidl sort of went, "Fuck me, we spent how much? Right, we're not spending that much this year or next year either." So that dried up too, and it's like, oh shit.
Yes, they built a whole lot of stores at once. Yes.
Oh, they had a program of building between 50 and 60 stores a year, which they've been doing for a little while. And then last year, due to many factors, they overspent by 40%. So they've gone, oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
we'll
doing
build
2 stalls.
maybe 10 this year and 10 next year, then have a look at
10,
it. You know,
not
so
even that. Yeah, 10's not going to be enough to
I
take
mean,
less than 1 a month.
40% on. I hate to think how many millions each of those stores has cost, and they built sort of 50 or 60 in a year, and 40% on top of that. That's a fair wedge.
Yep.
We'll get there.
Yeah, no, I'm in that situation now that I've put in my resignation. I've got to try and stay motivated till I decide not to, till my term runs out. You believe that? Do I really? What are they going to do if I don't do this timesheet? They're not going to sack me. They're something along those lines. No, I still like my work.
So yeah, I'm
right.
Just hoping I end up with a choice, because it's looking that way
Yeah,
at the moment.
I can understand where you're at. I was listening to you talk about. Unfortunately, I missed you and Blue and the with Bevy, and you talking about CAD and all your stuff. You're going, oh yeah, I could have gone into that. I was
yeah.
I was very tempted to draw up that plan for MJ, but he's not going to accept it. What's the point? He's not going to accept it.
No,
I technically already have.
No, there's no point jumping through hoops for these idiots, because they'll just reject it out of hand anyway. It doesn't matter what you're doing, what you show. They won't accept it because reasons.
Because I do have a CAD plan of LIGO. Well, I've got 2, one for both Logos, but one I did in 12D and the other I did in Civil in AutoCAD. So, but they won't accept it. They'll just say, "Oh, why is it all curved?"
Yeah.
Well, because that's the. Oh no! Then of course if you make it straight, he says, "Well, that doesn't work." No, that's the trouble. So they won't accept it. So that was why the best I had was throw it out to Google Earth, so you could actually see the results on the Earth. But yeah, they won't accept any of that. They wouldn't even bother looking into it. They'll just say, "Nah." So if I get around to it, it'll be just because I want to. I don't think I'd be trying to prove much to them. And also the other thing is scale. Is if I did it at actual scale, like the tunnel, and you try and zoom into it, it's a 2.5, a 2.5 mile structure that's only 9 foot high. So you've got to zoom in a long way to actually see the tunnel. When you look at the whole thing. So anyway.
Yeah, that's just something else that they don't grasp is scale. I don't think any of these idiots realise how small what we construct is compared to the size of the Earth. They say, "Oh, there's buildings in the distance, you can't see them tilting away from you." Well, A, how far away are they? And B, how much do you think they're actually tilting by? Because it's going to be fractions of a degree. And do you think you can see something tilting by 1/3 of a degree if it's tilting away from you? No, of course you can't. What do you bloody expect?
Yeah,
so to have something that's only 2 kilometres long, in the grand scheme of things, it's still tiny.
That's right. I still would have loved Bebby, but obviously Bebby wasn't construction minded, to challenge MJ what these buildings are that he can think that would have curvature in it, because I can't think of any.
I not buildings per se, but they one of the major rail building schemes that they did in London. What was it called? Bloody Crosslink. A lot of that is underground.
Yeah, but that's apart from being underground.
And they had to take the curvature of the Earth into account.
Yeah, but it's not. They're not straight. They all follow. If they're level, they're following it.
No, I suppose not. But
that's the trouble. That's like I've got roads that are 5,000 kilometres long, but they follow the curve of the Earth. So the curve of the Earth.
Yeah, and construction isn't done to 3 decimal places. You don't have to be that bloody accurate, and we just don't build buildings that are so bloody large that the curvature of the Earth actually becomes an issue, because pretty much everything's within tolerance, because we're not doing it to the nearest bloody nanometer. It's not how you put buildings up. Trust me, I've seen them.
No, well, that's
you get within a few inches, you do bloody.
I was trying to think of a building apart from LIGO that the curve of the Earth would actually make a difference to. So if it was a really long warehouse, I can't think of any because they have to be huge.
Or something like the gaseous diffusion plant at Handford, that would also require. Well, it wouldn't require it to be straight, or they wouldn't have to take the curvature into account because it's just a long building, but it doesn't have to be straight. If you get what I mean, yeah.
And most of
That's
those
fact.
the issues are going to be the expansion and contraction are going to be much greater issues than the curvature of the Earth, and that's
Yeah. And besides something that long, you would actually want it to follow the curvature of the Earth because you would want it to drain properly.
Yeah, it's almost
Well,
like
that's usually what we're concerned about. We don't care.
Yeah.
That's like that guy that was
you
trying
don't
to
want
use
water puddling up in the middle of it.
Yeah.
No.
There's a guy in Gem the other day who was trying to use railway lines as some evidence of flat Earth, and we're saying, but they're not straight. They go drainage.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
It's a railroad line. It's like a road. Nobody cares.
Yeah. You're trying to tell me trains don't go up and down hills?
That's virtually what he's trying to say.
I mean, like, get out of here. Yeah.
Pretty sure they do.
I think the biggest building that I've ever done anything for, and we were just doing a plant skid that went up on the mezzanine level that was 8 meters up. There was an Amazon warehouse up north somewhere. I can never remember exactly where it was. The warehouse itself was just over a kilometre long. I think it was 1.2 kilometres long. And the curvature of the Earth didn't really factor into it.
No.
Oh, no.
That's the point.
Just the normal fabrication accommodations you make to make the steel, allow the steel to fit up. There's enough slop in the bolt holes to take care of any Earth curvature.
Yeah.
Times 50 probably.
So the things that are going to make a difference, you might get a few bridges that you can show that they're, particularly if they're suspension bridges, that the pylons will deviate. But like I think Golden Gate Bridge deviates at the top by some. Well, it depends on the day. It can go from 4 centimeters to 40 centimeters or something or other. But you're not going to see that from the ground at all. Yeah. So
No, of course not.
No. And I mean, the biggest thing I've ever done was an airport, not in terms of a building, but even that at full length, this curvature doesn't even comes close to being a concern. I think it's 500 meters or something or other. The runways are like 1.2, but it's going to follow the curve of the Earth, so you're not going to notice it. Yeah. I know.
Yeah, good luck trying to find a flat runway.
Perfectly flat runway, no. There's always going to have something because you've got to get the water off it for a start. So crossfall's always going to be on there, but longitudinally they're still going to have some grade on it. You just don't get that long a length of land that's got no elevation change, so not easily anyway. I can tell you though,
run into one every now and then that's pretty flat, but mostly they're not.
No.
They've got dips and humps and all kinds of stuff in them.
I can tell you the not the taxiways. What do you call it where you pull the plane up to the airport? I keep thinking bays. That's not the right name. Gates.
Hangars?
Sorry, gates. Sorry, the gates.
Gates, yeah.
And so each of the gates on the it's got designed to have a plane on it. That area is relatively flat, but we still have half a percent grade on those. And they're usually got a sawtooth design in the drainage.
Away from the building, yeah.
Away from the building, or to some sort of drainage, so that any spilt
Yeah,
fuel doesn't go under the building, or into the building. And also not into any other plane too, because I had to prove when I did the apron at the Canberra airport that if they had a fuel spill, that the fuel would not travel underneath another plane, because obviously if you don't want a string of planes catching fire either. So not flat either, no matter how flat it looks. There's always some grade there somewhere. And even for...
I'll tell you something that I find astounding, like LIGO, its arms are 4 kilometres, right? And they bounce the laser light backwards and forwards quite a few times in an evacuated tube. Yeah. So, to stop dispersion and stuff like that. But think back, like a couple of hundred years ago when Vizio was measuring the speed of light for the first time. You know how he did it?
Stopwatch.
Yeah, with a toothed wheel and a mirror 7 miles away.
Yeah, 8.6 kilometres away. Yeah. So the light had to travel 8.6 kilometres, bounce off the mirror, and bounce back through the toothed wheel. Now, they didn't have lasers in those days.
No.
That's right.
Yeah. Quite astounding that he could get a light source that he could see reflected in a mirror nearly 9 kilometres away.
Well, I often point out to people that there's a tendency to think that our ancestors were dumb, and I'm just saying they're not. The relatively speaking, they've got the same amount of intelligence as we have now.
Yeah.
There's only differences is different knowledge.
They had different questions to answer, Timbo.
Yeah, different information. So
yeah,
I always say, I've heard several times, there's no way they could have built the pyramids. Well, actually, it's not so much that they couldn't build the pyramids, it's just that we can't know for certain which method they could have used to build the pyramids,
Yeah. I'm sure you could build a modern day pyramid just as good, if not better, than the Egyptians. But, it'd cost a lot of money and take a long time, but you can do it. Sure.
Well, that's the big thing, is that time is one of the ones that they don't forget. They could spend 20 years building the pyramid back then, and people didn't say, come on, hurry up.
Yeah, I know.
As soon as the guy comes Pharaoh, you say, let's go and look.
They didn't have any problem rounding up 10,000 people to work on it simultaneously.
Yeah, and we know now that they weren't slaves, because I think that just everyone got stuck on the MGM 10 Commandments style thing, saying, you saw the Jews built the pyramids. No, probably wasn't. But the stonemasons, that was their job for so long. That's what they now show the whole village of people, and that's where their job was, building the pyramids for whatever time. So, and someone had said, it couldn't be a ramp because the pyramids is X high. What's the that Jewish stronghold that the Romans raided?
Masada.
Masada?
Oh, yeah.
That's nearly twice as high. And no one questions the fact that the Romans built a ramp up to the top of that.
Jesus. I've been there. That's up on top of a damn mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did it fairly fast. I think it took them 2 to 5 years or something or other. But they built the ramp up to the top.
Yeah.
So...
Still there.
Yeah, well, still definitely possible. Only difference is they didn't have any reason to take it away, whereas if they use that method, the Egyptians didn't want it there at the end.
Yeah, just saying.
I've also seen people trying to say, there's no way they can cut the thing and get the polished surface, but I've seen people do it just to demonstrate it.
Yes, you
got time and rock, and you just grind away. Yeah, eventually you'll get that surface. Same with getting stones to fit. They just grind away the bit where it doesn't fit till it fits, and then stick that stone in, and then get the next stone. And that can all be done. And these guys were doing it for at least 1,000 years by the time they got to the Great Pyramids, so they knew a bit about pyramid building by then. They only stopped because their religion changed, and big pyramids weren't a big thing anymore. And of course, eventually they got taken over by the other people. So anyway, well, I was finishing 20 minutes ago, so time to go. See you guys.
Sorry, Timbo.
That's all right. No, it's okay. I don't mind. Well, we might say.
I don't understand what the problem is. It's only 3:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah. Well, it's 12:30 here. So, and I was sort of trying to commit to not be too much past 12. I've got to get up in the morning. Okay, so you guys want to say goodnight to Peanuts? I'll find the right buttons.
Yeah, good
before
night,
you do
Peanuts.
Yeah. Good night, Peanuts. Thank you very much for coming along.
And if I go to here, I can find that button. Okay. Yes, someone commented on my jumping around turtle. I quite like him, which is why I let him be a little bit erratic. But yes, that's me moving my head around makes him do some weird things. So
I'll move your head around.
Okay, guys. See you guys.
Stevie
See you,
Wonder.
Peanuts.